the People's Right Advocative Platform to push for a negotiated settlement, which we believe it is the right time to do so. We have decided unanimously on Saturday, the 4th of May, to adopt a resolution to end all hostility, cessation of hostility against the state of Cameroon, and adopt a peaceful means towards advocacy for the right of self-determination of our people as part of our push for a negotiated settlement with the Cameroon government in this conflict that is raging on for 8 years now and counting.
Why wait till now, Capo? Then
okay. In view of this, to push for a negotiated settlement. Okay? That is all baloney in the first place. Ambazonians have taken diplomatic strides. We've made extraordinary steps. The name Ambazonia has been spoken to almost every major parliament or senate across the globe. From the Canadian House of Commons to the United States Senate, to the House of Commons of the United Kingdom, to the German Parliament, to the French Parliament, to the European Union Parliament, to the Australian Parliament. Almost every single major state or nation on earth has tabled a resolution, a debate, has commented, has debated the Ambazonian conflict. It wasn't done because an impostor, a corrupted, bribed, compromised, a sellout traitor call for forces that he doesn't own, that he doesn't have, to lay down their arms. That is the peacock syndrome, where people try to be what they are not. Let's roll tape number 2.
That is raging on for 8 years now and counting.
Why wait till now, Capo Daniel?
As you know, the war have evolved. We started this war when the consortium, which was made up of all civil servants segment in our society in the English-speaking part of Cameroon, all the teachers' union, the drivers' union, the lawyers' union, they came together to collectively bargain on behalf of all Anglophones, all the people of West Cameroon, with the central government of Cameroon.
Stop right there. Just stop. Ambazonians, I want you to pay close attention to the change in language of the traitor. Okay. The traitor, based on the script given to him from the Prime Minister's office, controlled by my country people and through the DDR. There is a change in his language. That's why the journalist laughed at the beginning. He's moved from Ambazonia to Anglophones, to the English-speaking people, to West Cameroon, to Southern Cameroons. A change in language is always a change in intentions. Now he's speaking and using the terminologies of the occupier. Roll the tape. Let Capo Daniel reveal Capo Daniel to the Ambazonia people.
Cameroon. And surprise, surprise, all of them were being chased down, they were arrested. The consortium was banned. An organization that was engaged to represent our people collectively was banned. We saw that as an attack on our identity and our culture. And we, given the fact that we came into this union as a national, international entity, a state of the former British Southern Cameroon, we picked up arms. Our youth picked up arms to fight and defend their identity, to fight and defend their rights of self-determination. But since then, in 2019, the Cameroon government have conceded to accept that, yes, indeed, our people are a people that have certain rights and have certain unique qualities that stems from our history of being part of the British Trust Territory. And indeed, they have granted us a special status as a result of that concession, which we think do not meet up with the aspiration of our people and do not adequately address the problem that it has identified. So that was a big change of the Cameroon government. Ever since our movement refused to participate in that election, in hindsight, that was not a very wise decision, but the Cameroon...
Let's stop. All right. They ask a very simple question. Why wait until now? You've all watched, you've all listened. What are the reasons Capo Daniel gave? Since 2019, the Cameroon government, Mr. Capo Daniel, Cameroon government has HAS, has, not have. The Cameroon government has come to recognize us as a people and granted us what? Special status. As a result of that, even though it does not meet up with the aspirations of our people, it did not address the problem. But that is a big change for the Cameroon government. Okay? What are his reasons for putting out that communique and calling for end of hostilities? What are the reasons he gave? It says because the Cameroon government has come to recognize us as a people and granted us special status. That's the reason he gave. So Capo Daniel said, that's a bold step the Cameroon government has taken. Then Capo Daniel contradicted Capo Daniel by saying, well, it does not meet the aspirations of the people and it did not address the problem. So, Mr. Capo Daniel, you said the reason you put out the communique was because you've reflected that the Cameroon government over the years has adopted a change in policy and attitude and has granted special status in 2019. Then you contradicted yourself and said the special status did not meet the aspirations of the people. The special status did not address the problem. If special status of 2019 did not meet the aspirations of the people and did not address the problem, why are you calling and asking for Ambazonian to embrace and accept what you have publicly stated did not meet the aspirations of the people, did not address or solve the problem? You said our movement did not participate in that election. Mr. Capo Daniel, the Grand National Monologue was not an election. It was a monologue, okay? The Cameroon government has kept open the committee of the Grand National Dialogue to follow up. Cameroon government has continuously, let's continue with that tape, please.
Cameroon government have consistently kept open the follow-up committee of the Grand National Dialogue to continue to engage with all the our movements and the various personalities within our struggle. They have engaged in the Swiss talks. They have also engaged in the Canadian talks that failed, in which I participated as one of the delegates. At one point, I was the leading delegate of a movement there. And at the collapse of that Canadian talks, this movement, the People's Right Advocacy Platform, emerged with the network that I have built on the ground. I have worked with as an.
Just listen very carefully. There's a lot here for all of you to glean from. There's a lot for all of you to glean from. They will reveal themselves. They will expose themselves. You don't have to go out there and shout. They are doing it by themselves. They will unmask themselves. They will undress themselves in the public. All you have to do is listen to the embedded language. Very simple. If you can roll it back for about 5 seconds, that would be great if possible. And play the tape.
They have engaged in the Swiss talks. They have also engaged in the Canadian talks that failed, in which I participated as one of the delegates. At one point, I was the leading delegate of a movement there. And at the collapse of that Canadian talks, this movement, the People's Right Advocacy Platform, emerged with the network that I have built on the ground. I have worked with as the ambassador of Seseko Ayoktabi. I was a founding member of the IG. In the initial stages of this struggle, we were involved in raising arms and supporting the boys that pick up arms in Manu under the Tigers of Ambazonia. Being the deputy defense chief, one of the most credible and currently the most influential Ambazonia personality. And this is our generation. This is our war. We decided that this struggle that started to represent our collective interests have been transformed into something else. The groups that emerges, the various organizations, were full of individuals who were also seeking opportunities for political.
All right. This is the whole deal. This is what you need to know. The Ambazonia Governing Council sponsor Capo Daniel. Capo Daniel begged Dr. Cho, went on his knees and begged the leader to send him to Canada, because since he left Ground Zero and went to Hong Kong, has never seen or traveled to any other part of the world except through the Ambazonia Governing Council. In 2019, the AGOVC sent Capo Daniel to the Basque region, and then in 2022, they sent him to Canada. Those are the 2 trips sponsored, paid for, organized by the Ambazonia Governing Council that have helped Capo Daniel to leave Hong Kong. So, 2 things he said at the end of the Canada talks. That's when his organization, the PRAP, emerged. From what? The network he has built on the ground. It emerged from the network he has built on the ground. It emerged because he was an ambassador of Ayoktabe Julius. It emerged because he was the deputy defense chief of the most influential movement I informed all of you after his exit as to the reason why Cameroon bought him out. Why do you think immediately after the Canada talks, Cameroon removed him from Hong Kong and brought him to Canada. The contact, the corruption, the compromised, the payments were done during Canada talks. He told all of you. That's how the game works. It has nothing to do with you Ambazonians. He went there to build a network and a direct engagement with the Cameroon government. These things were set up in advance from the Prime Minister's office with the specific individuals that came there, including the lady he slept with. More traitors will come. More traitors, more opportunists will take advantage of your sacrifices, of your plight, of your pain, of your suffering. They will cash out and they will betray you. Ambazonians have a track record and known for being sellout and traitors. That has been your story since 1961. A story of consistent betrayal. They will claim that they speak for you. They will live in the middle of the ocean. That has been your existence. That has been your story. But you're a different generation. You're a different breed. You have the final say. The good news is they're exposing themselves now. It's better you know now than regret later. That you should take pride in. We discovered these things early and we took steps to address them. The propaganda would not last. So too will they. If you want to be Jesus, you must be ready to carry the cross of Jesus. Let's roll the next one.
That is why our struggle have been so divided. And the Cameroon government have taken maximum advantage of that. 8 years counting, we see that it is time for us, in view of the Cameroon concession, to seek for a new social contract and to end this war and end the suffering of our people on both sides.
Let's stop. In view of this, in view of the concessions Cameroon has made, Capo Daniel, you said Cameroon has made concessions. What are the concessions? Cameroon has made concessions. What are the concessions? You say Cameroon participated in the Swiss talks. The Cameroon government was never involved in the Swiss process. It was Sako and a group of others talking to themselves in Switzerland. Decentralization was a policy adopted in 1996. It wasn't adopted because of the conflict. It wasn't designed to address the conflict. The conflict did not start in 1996. So how do you take a policy that was a law that was enacted in 1996 and you brought it to 2019 as a solution to a conflict by introducing the same system with a change of name? You call it decentralization. How is that a concession to the Amazonian people? How is that a concession? Were you consulted in the drafting of the decentralization policy? Was any Amazonian involved in 1996 in anticipation of the conflict in 2016 and 2017 to draft the decentralization policy? How is that a concession? How is taking an old law that is inapplicable to the situation a concession? If it was so useful and so relevant, and it can bring the needed and required change, why did they not implement it from 1996 when it was adopted into law? Morons. The Grand National Dialogue. It was a Grand National monologue. Who was present? Who was present? They all confessed, including those that participated, including the cardinal. It failed. What came out of it? Pronouncement of another scam called special status. Who has to give who special status? It's like taking the 1996 policy of decentralization, bringing it to 2021 or 2019, and then you come up with a sham and a scam and a fraud called special status. All international experts, including the International Crisis Group, they said it's a non-event. If Cameroon had made concessions, why are they still fighting? If the so-called the policy of decentralization is a solution to the conflict, why are they still deploying more and more military men and women and buy more tanks? If the policy is so effective, why will Cameroon come and recruit you? I'm curious, right? They have made concessions. The decentralization policy is the best thing Cameroon, Mr. Biya, has offered the Amazonian people, or the so-called your English-speaking people. If that policy is so very appetizing or very, what will I say? It meets the aspirations and the needs of the people. 3 years or 4 years later, why will Cameroon come and recruit you to declare cessation of hostilities? If special status has solved the problem, which you have said it did not meet the aspirations of the people and it did not solve the problem, so why are you promoting it? Why are you talking about it? Who are you trying to deceive?
That is why my organization have made this declaration to to secede from hostility against the state of Cameroon and pursue through peaceful means a negotiated settlement to resolve this matter. And we count on all goodwill Cameroonians, both Francophones and Anglophones, to rally together behind this initiative to support for a negotiated settlement. The idea that some people within the regime, led by Paul Biya, because he's the president of that country, that somehow they can bring a solution that exclude the people who have fought for the problem which they have agreed, that is somehow possible. That is not true. Since the special status was granted in 2019, over 600 Cameroon military personnel have been killed. Of course, we have had significant losses. The battle takes place in our territory, in the English-speaking part, and it pains us the most, but there is death on both sides. And we hope that Paul Biya will be able to keep aside his own ego and engage in a negotiated settlement. And as elections are coming in Cameroon, that in the ballot of this election, the option of the resolution of this crisis should be in the ballot box if elections are to take place in Cameroon. We want all Cameroonians to rally and say that autonomy for the English-speaking regions should be on the ballot box. Our people should be given a way to come out of this crisis with their dignity and their honor. And that is what we are pushing for in this our campaign. This
Here we go again with the elections. Here we go again with the elections. The theme: participate in the elections. Why? Because in the ballot box,
this ceasefire, this cessation of hostility, which we have announced, is for our dark forces which are on the ground. We have asked them to preserve their weapons for their personal self-defense only, and do not engage any longer in any.
Hold on. You guys are too fast. The TV studios, our TV engineers. The theme of the elections, the conflict will be on the ballot box. So now the conflict is a candidate. The conflict will be on the ballot box. The conflict will be on the ballot box. Autonomy for the English-speaking region will be on the ballot box. Autonomy will be on the ballot box. The conflict will be on the ballot box. So, what you need to know is, all he's trying to tell all of you is that by accepting participation in Cameroon elections, after the elections, the Cameroon government will engage in a negotiated settlement. For you to get there, you must participate in the elections. That's what Diongute is telling you. That's what he's here to sell to you. He's selling you the reoccupation of your conscience. If things are so good, the conflict has come to an end. Refugees are tired. It is now safe to go back home. Why did you move from Hong Kong to Canada? Why did you not move from Hong Kong to Ground Zero? Why did the Cameroon government facilitate and pay for your movement? Because you had no means. I know you very well. Broke. You always call and ask me for money. if the conflict has come to an end and it's safe for our people to return and participate in your scam elections, why did they move you from Hong Kong instead of ground zero? They send you to Canada. And until you answer that question, if the ground is so safe, why did Cameroon government not move you from Hong Kong to ground zero? I'm Lucas Asso. Let's move on.
This ceasefire, this cessation of hostility, which we have announced, is for our dark forces which are on the ground. We have asked them to preserve their weapons for their personal self-defense only, and do not engage any longer.
Just stop. Fellow Ambazonians, what you need to know is this. Capo Daniel, I and Capo Daniel emerged as Ambazonian activists in 2016 when this conflict started. He had the No Connie Talk program. I had the Southern Cameroon's leadership strategy platform. Capo Daniel was not involved in the creation of defense groups on the ground. Neither was I. You know it, I know it. So let's stop the nonsense. 2016, 2017, it was the call of the consortium, a social call for a return of the Anglo-Saxon education and the common law system. The conflict changed in 2017 when Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba launched self-defense and invoked the right of self-defense of the Ambazonian people, followed by Ebenezer Akwanga, Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga. Nchia Martin helped in setting up the Tigers. In 2017, there were three main forces on the ground: Ambazonia Defense Forces of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, the SOCADEF of Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, and the Tigers of Nchia Martin. Where does Capo Daniel fall in all of this in 2017? Nowhere. 2018, he joined the IG. He participated in the formation in all the conclaves that led to the creation of the IG. He became a country head, which is a structure setup of Ayoktabe's IG, and became an ambassador of Ayoktabe. Question: was Ayoktabe's IG involved in self-defense? No. So where did Capo Daniel fit in the creation and in the launching of self-defense on the ground? Nowhere. Right up until this moment, the Ayoktabe's IG is not involved in self-defense. We all were Ambazonian activists promoting the social cause of our people and advocating for the right of our people and supporting the armed resistance as Ambazonians. When he was appointed the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the Ambazonia Governing Council has created the most formidable force on the ground. This is something that you know, I know, Cameroon government knows, the international community knows. It's undisputable. Capo Daniel has never featured as someone who has created forces on the ground. It was only in 2023 when he left the Ambazonia Governing Council, immediately after the Canada pre-talks, when he was compromised, when we have real intelligence of his underground dealings with Cameroon and what transpired and the transaction that took place during the Canada pre-talks when he had engagement, a direct private meetings with officials from the Cameroon government during the negotiations. And he was dismissed from the Ambazonia Governing Council. The leader accepted the resignation letter. That was when Capo Daniel came out with a scam that he has forces called Ambazonia Dark Forces, which is an acronym of ADF. What did Capo Daniel say? That when he came out of Canada talks, it was the network that he has built on the ground. Because as the Deputy Defense Chief of Ambazonia Defense Forces, he had access and contacts of commanders on the ground. Does having access and contacts of commanders on the ground make you someone who has recruited forces, trained forces, and have forces of your own? From 2023 to May 2024, no Ambazonian had seen a soldier declaring himself a fight for the dark forces under Capo Daniel. No action has taken place on the ground. All of us, including you and I, we know all the forces on the ground in all the 13 states. There is no force in the Ambazonia territory called dark forces. These are the scamming techniques they use to use that contact, those access as transactions to the Cameroon government. I have access to these commanders. I have access to these generals. I have access to these forces. I know who is who. That access is what he's using to scam, deceive, manipulate the Cameroon government. That access is what he's calling dark forces. For purposes for financial transactions. So that I can give you locations. I can talk to them. We can lure them. And you can kill them. That is what he called dark forces. You give me money, and I provide you with intel. I provide you with information. That is what is called dark forces. He knows it. You should only make this statement if I'm dead. As long as I'm alive, we have walked the same path since 2016. I know you more than anyone else. Inside out. Don't do these things when I'm around. You know who you are. Cameroon has rescued you. They offered me the first 50 million in 2020. I refused. They offered me 100 million in 2021. I refused. Before the Canada talks, they offered me 250 million. I refused. you collected yours. That's what is making you to act the way you are acting, talking the way you are talking. That's what has gotten into your head. Just like every other traitor. That's what you think you're so bold. Because now you have to render the services for which Cameroon transferred you and rescued you from Hong Kong to put you in Canada, because the name Canada by itself gives you a certain level of respect. I came here on my own. Ask anyone. The government of Canada knows it. That's why we live with pride and with dignity. People without character, without conscience. You said you were speaking for Ambazonians, deceived them, manipulated them, and now you are milking their sacrifices. And selling them back to the occupier. And you have the guts to go on TV and spew garbage. You have no forces on the ground. Nothing. Zero. Make that noise when I'm dead. Roll the tape.
In any hostility in Cameroon or in the English-speaking part of Cameroon. And these have set the stage, and other forces in our territory are also flexible to even engage in ceasefire depending on how the Cameroon government reciprocate. We hope that they will do so, but there is lack of hope, because the way
here is what all of you need to know. Other forces are flexible if the Cameroon government reciprocate. Here is what I want to warn all Ambazonians. The word flexibility means if other forces are open to the same corruption as Capo Daniel, if other forces also accept to be corrupted and to be bribed, that's what he's telling you. He's now the king. He's now the primary person. As he said, the network he has built, that network is to use access to that network for purposes of bribery and corruption of forces on the ground in order to achieve the aim to guarantee successful participation of Ambazonia in Cameroon upcoming presidential elections. That's what he's telling you. Roll the tape.
Acted with the Canadian talks coming out to say that nothing happened, when the Canadians are saying that we were there, we had signatures on the ground. So, but we are hopeful that if the Cameroonians, they come together and support this initiative, this is the first time a separatist movement have put on the table a solution that do not involve the splitting of the country, but involve one country, two people, where we can all agree and coexist in this beautiful place that we have once called Cameroon, the miniature of Africa. And let us put beside the shame that this war have brought on both sides.
Okay.
All right. He told you what is his aim? To maintain the oneness of Cameroon, but accept that there are two identities. He told you, right? Is there anything to hide? Is there any more discussion? Who speaks like that? Who wants independence? Who wants freedom and speaks like that? Who is speaking for one Cameroon, Mr. Bia? Who is speaking for Cameroon is one and indivisible? Atanganji Paul, Diongute, Paul Bia, Ngole, Capo Daniel. Success in Congo, Nambere, It's only the sellouts, it's only the traitors that adopts the occupiers' language. So he's basing his proclamation on hope. Then he said, but there is lack of hope because of the way Mr. Biya has acted. Let's move to the next one, please.
Side.
Okay, Kapo, we'll be coming back to you. Dr. Nick Ngwanyam, you have gone through this communique that was issued by the People's Rights Advocacy Platform led by Kapo Daniel. Your first reaction when you saw the communique?
First, I want to thank you, Kapo Daniel, for taking this bold step to do what is right, what is just, and what is good. Now you are doing exactly what His Eminence Christian Cardinal
Let us stop here for a
Blessed.
second. Let us stop here. Remember who the regime has sent to come and welcome Kapo Daniel into the assembly of traitors? Mr. Ngwanyam. That's the person CPDM and the colonial elites, the murderers of our people, the beneficiaries of the occupation, have sent to come and welcome their new member into the court of assembly of traitors. And is saying Kapo Daniel is doing the right thing. Kapo Daniel is taking the right course. It's a just thing to do. To be a traitor is a just thing to do. Only in Cameroon, where you become a traitor, and it's like you're given a new badge of honor. You've been elevated and given, and even elevated to the heights of a saint. Only in Cameroon, where they will send someone like, they will send one traitor to welcome another traitor. They will send a member of the genocidal CPDM fascist party to come and welcome their new initiate. And it's telling him he has done the right thing. You've done the right thing to become a traitor. Of course, it's the right thing to do. If you want to be a member, if you want to be a beneficiary of the occupation. Of course, it's the right thing to do. That's what traitors do. He said it's the right thing to do. The right thing to do? To be a sellout? To be a traitor? To join the CPDM? To continue the perpetuation of falsehood? Is the right thing to do? Definition of the right thing to do. Let's define that. Roll the tape.
Montgomery wanted for the people, but we all rejected him on both sides. The fighting Anglophones, they rejected him. The government also rejected him, and he went away with his pain. But I'm here to continue in the light of what he wanted for Cameroon. I will continue to speak his mind. I will continue to speak his wishes. And what I can tell all Cameroonians is that whatever Cardinal Tumi wanted for this nation is what will happen, and we'll all have it. It will be one nation with two peoples. There will be West Cameroon, there will be East Cameroon, there will be a president, a vice president. The capital of West Cameroon shall be in Numba. The capital of East Cameroon shall be at Ebebda. The capital of the center region shall be in Balmayo. the capital of the southwest region shall be in a place called Alu, not very far from Manyemen, on the way to Kumba. So these are the things that are going to happen. And among some of the other things that are going to happen, we will have to take out all the graduates from ENAM that are ruling in the nation and give back power to the people, because most of the problems that are created in this country come from ENAM, which is a tool of the French to divide the people.
How do you achieve what you just talking about? Because there must be political machination or machinery that should bring what you're saying to light. You are a militant of the CPDM party. How do you achieve what you're saying?
That's fine.
Does it fall in line with what your party advocates for?
I want the Ambazonian people and everyone watching to listen now very carefully. He's a member of the CPDM party. He's articulated things that are far from reality. The proclamation Capo Daniel has made, the traitor Capo Daniel has made, the decentralization policy they are pushing, the special status policy they are pushing, have none of these things they are talking about. All right? That's the first thing you need to know. Then they've asked him, how are you going to do this? How are you going to achieve these things you have said? You are a member of the ruling CPDM party. Is this in line with your party policy? Listen for the answers.
So now let's go back a little bit. In 2017, when the war was picking steam, in 2017, that was around February, Prime Minister Philemon Yang came to Bamenda and had a meeting at the Congress Hall. I was at that meeting, and I think I was wearing this very jacket that on that day. And in the course of the discussions, I stood up and I said one thing, and I continue to say it. I said, Mr. Prime Minister, the government of Cameroon has sinned against the people. The government of Cameroon has done a couple of wrong things. And I also said, those that have picked up guns and are fighting have also done something wrong. That means both sides have failed the people. They have done wrong things. And what we ought to have done at that material moment, I mean, Prime Minister Philemon is down, Young is leaving, the governor of the Northwest, they are all leaving, and there were many other people there. That's what I said. And I went on to say this. Let us all forgive each other. The government should forgive the Anglophones, and the Anglophones should forgive the government. Let us talk over these things genuinely and solve the problem. And if we had done that, all this killing and destruction, waste of money will not have been there. But we choose not to do so. In any case, His Excellency Philemon Yang was trying his best, actually, to see how he could move the agenda to satisfy everybody. And I remember he was still negotiating with the teachers and so on, and the other people at Ayaba, when one of our ministers, another Anglophone, was talking of some rubbish on a foreign TV station, which irritated everybody and caused a lot of trauma and damage. The same thing too happened when this current prime minister, when he was also trying to negotiate and see how he could talk softly to both sides and solve the problem. One other minister, again, I don't know if it's the same minister or another one, still went on, was it RFE or whatever, and still talked that rubbish. And it is this acidic language that has pushed us to where we are. People will talk rubbish and now create a very dangerous situation in the nation. They are not fighting. Their children are not fighting. They go and recruit the children of others to carry the guns and fight, be they soldiers on both sides or whatever. So we create a problem where children of other people are dying and we are talking nonsense. That has been the problem. And unfortunately, along the line, the cardinal wanted to see how Anglophones would come together, so we talk over this thing, then go to this so-called national dialogue and speak with one voice.
Okay. They ask This is a man who calls himself a doctor. They ask him a simple question. Is what you are saying in line with your party policy? You're a member of the CPDM ruling party. Is what you are saying in line with the party? How do you intend to achieve these things? He rambled for 5 minutes. Cannot answer the question. He rambled for 5 minutes because they have no answer. What is he doing on the interview? Why is he there? To spew gibberish. He's a doctor. The purpose of education is to refine the human personality, is to build character, is to build uprightness. For them, education for them has instead, they went to school, but education did not enter them. No upright human being, seeing what the CPDM policies are, witnessing their genocide, will continue to be a member of that party. He calls himself an Anglophone. They've killed 40,000 of your brothers and your own sisters. But because you signed a pact into the court, and CPDM becomes a means of financial, political survival, you will die with it. You give up your character, your dignity, you give up yourself for this on media. How do you go back to your wife and children? How would you sleep on the same bed with that woman? No wonder the society is like that. No wonder your kids are like that. A nation of imbeciles. No wonder Bia can go on with the war. No wonder Bia can do what he's doing to the Amazonian people. Cowards. Next one, please.
Daniel, I'll read from your communique. It says its members have unanimously adopted a resolution to end all hostilities against the Cameroon state in regards to the resolution to end all hostilities against the Cameroon state to the Amazonia conflict. We have resolved to choose the non-violent approach to our fight for the right of self-determination of the English-speaking people of Cameroon. Now, when you say you have chosen the non-violent approach, how do you intend to go about it?
Let's stop.
We have a very robust team that have been engaging for the past.
There is a breaking news coming from the territory. The leader has put up a message on his Facebook page and Twitter page. There's also this news is also circulating on major news outlet. Excellent news coming from the state of Manu. The Bulu barbarians have met their match today. Ambazonia is unconquerable. 6 Cameroon Bulu barbarians have been killed in the state of Manu. It's a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, we are here to talk about the scam of cessation of the call for cessation of hostilities by the paid agent Capo Daniel, promoting a return to normalcy. Ambazonian forces in the state of Manu have killed 6 Cameroon occupation Bulu terrorists. Roll the tape.
I think 11 months to campaign for direct negotiation and to seek for this new social contract. And I'm very glad my friend Dr. Ngwanyam, who is a member of CPDM, have also shown sympathy and show some compassion, which we expect from all Cameroonians. This program that we have issued, a peace plan paper that called for autonomy from the Constitution of Cameroon that divulged power to the English-speaking region, is a reasonable middle ground that we believe should resolve this war. Enough of the killing. We have successfully have some international partners that are willing to help us as we move along this journey to campaign and to meet other international partners, because the way the regime in Yaoundé operates is nobody cannot understand how they are so out of touch. One part of the party or one part of the country is negotiating, the other one will come and sabotage, as Dr. Nick have said, and they are all over the place. But there is one thing that I think is obvious to everybody, and this should be an eye-opener to the people in Cameroon. There is the case in Cambe, where the Cameroon military leaked their investigation into the bomb that was planted during the 11th February that killed.
All right. All what he's trying to tell all of you is that his cessation of hostilities against the Cameroon state, the call for cessation of hostility against the Cameroon state, is a new social contract he's working on with the Cameroon government for autonomy for the English-speaking regions of Cameroon. Mr. Capo Daniel, the 1996 Constitution, which was readopted in 2019 during the Grand National Dialogue, calls for decentralization, which you call autonomy. They've granted special status. So what new social contract are you talking about? What new autonomy are you talking about? What is your definition of a middle ground? Middle ground with who and on what? You talked about international partners, Ambazonians. You've listened to the story I told you about the peacock syndrome. There is no sensible organization. There is no credible international actor or entity that will engage with someone who is the most inconsistent, who's untrustworthy, who lacks basic character and credibility, and whom we cannot rely on. The international community does not work that way. It works on credibility. Once you have moved from talking about Ambazonian, and then you collect money, and you start with some other gibberish, you start to speak like those Pharisees speaking in tongues. You move from left to right, from north to south, from east to west. You have no center of gravity. No one can take you serious. No one can rely on you. If you can betray those that pick up arms, if you can betray refugees, if you can betray more than 40,000 people that have been killed, you can betray people you call forces you have led, why should they trust you? If you can betray people you've worked with for years, people that have elevated you from someone who didn't even know how to dress, who didn't even know how to put on a tie, how to put on a jacket, how to speak, groom you, grow you. If you can betray them, they gave you a voice, they gave you a platform. If you can betray those that you've ate on the same plate, why should someone else trust you? Tonight, because you're in Canada, because Cameroon has saved you from Hong Kong to Canada. Mystically, you have international partners. Mark Barretta is your international partner, or because you talk with the DDRO people. Who can take you serious? Cowards. Roll the next one, please.
There are people who benefit to see the war go on both sides. But it is time for us now, of all Cameroonians of good faith, why the poor Biya, who is very old, still is in power, to resolve this problem and not to pass it to the next generation or to the next regime that may emerge. It is the right time to do the right thing. We are calling on all Cameroonians of good faith to look ourselves in the eye and say, is this problem too difficult for us to handle? The people of the Southern Cameroon, I don't think there is any Francophone who is so interested in controlling how we govern our affairs there in Boya and in Kumba and in Bamenda. Our people deserve that preservation, even of the bilingual nature of the country. We cannot agree on a form of bilingualism and say English and French are equal when we know that we are the minority. In a place like Canada, the French part of Canada is protected by autonomy. They govern themselves. The French language is dominant in Quebec. We want similar situation in Cameroon, where the English-speaking part have their own administration. The English language is the dominant language and the medium of study in schools, while we can learn French as a language and become bilingual out of choice. So this is the right thing to do. We are hoping that the international community will support this proposition that we have supported, we have put forth. We are also hoping that Paul Biya, at his old age, should think about his legacy. The idea that they want to bring a solution that has nothing or no input for those who were fighting for the same problem. They themselves have now accepted that indeed this problem have a root cause from our origin as being people from the British Southern Cameroon. That is really not attainable for them. They can never have a complete military victory. Yes, on our side, we have failed. We have seen our own shortcoming. We started this war as a result of self-defense. The movements have been hijacked by an ideology that in itself is self-defeating. And our people, the youth, our people on the ground, you saw for the first time, you saw even Ambazonian fighters in Bui protesting on the street against extreme groups within our struggle. The Cameroon military is not to say that they are free. We have seen they were burning houses, but we have seen some changes, a little bit changes in their behavior. Nevertheless, we are saying it is time for reconciliation. It is time for us to seek for a new social contract, to seek for an inclusive solution where the English-speaking people will feel that we have a just solution that protects our own specificity. The Cameroon government have already agreed that we have a root cause problem. Now, how do you solve it? Do you come and you are giving us a conciliator, a public conciliator over power over the mayors and the and the people that were elected. We never had a problem with the mayors in the first place. We had a problem with the governors and the SDO. We want a devolution of power where the functions of the governor is specified by the constitution. You are governing over what? What is your jurisdiction? What are your duties? Where is the civil service that supports that duty? We want our own budget. What do you manage? We don't want puppet governors and puppet SDOs and DO. We want the people to be given the power to elect them and rule themselves under this.
All right. They ask him a very simple question. How do you intend to go about the implementation of your end of hostilities where there are so many armed groups on the ground that have forces? How do you intend to implement it with a government that is not interested? For how many minutes did he ramble? But in his rambling, he revealed to you something. Let us reconcile before the elections. Let us reconcile. Okay? Let us reconcile. And he's hoping that Mr. Biya in his old age will want to think about his legacy. Hope is not a strategy. What they are pushing for you, accept this nonsense, accept this scam, so that you go vote. And your vote will be seen as an act of reconciliation. By accepting to vote, it means you've reconciled and accepted the so-called special status that has given you something. There's nothing here for you. They've pushed this policy since 2019. If they have been so effective, if they are policies that could address the root causes of the conflict, they will not need Capo Daniel. They don't have to corrupt, bribe, pay Capo Daniel to be doing this nonsense. You cannot do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and expect a different outcome. We've seen this replica in success in Ngong, in Nambere, in all the other traitors, in Nick Santos, in Sofoncha. So this is not the first time we've seen this movie. Because the heat is on Cameroon. The heat is on Cameroon. They need someone to reduce the intensity of the heat on them. They need someone to help them to reduce the intensity of the pressure. That is what this is all about. Can we move to the next one, please? Next. Next one, please.
Under this condition.
Capo Daniel, when you say you've noticed that, okay, the victory is not possible, there are many persons who would say you are speaking for yourself and that the fighting must go on till the last man standing. How do you consider or conclude that the war is not winnable? What makes you to take that posture?
First of all, we were fighting this struggle from the beginning as a result of self-defense. Our villages were being burned. Some SDO were calling on our people to leave their villages and go to Nigeria. And the Cameroon military was very excessive. This is something that many independent human rights organizations have well documented. In that, our action in self-defense, we also exert our own identity by saying we want independence. Siseko declared our independence as a result of the inaction or rejection of negotiation by the Cameroon government. So we have evolved as well. We must look at the reality and say that, militarily speaking, we cannot defeat Cameroon. Internationally, we have not been able for 8 years to have recognition of our independent state. The prospect to have that is very slim, or doesn't exist at all. So it is rational. It's for our people's sake. This is not politics. I'm not a politician. We are there to fight for the life and identity of the Anglophones. Since the Cameroon government have suggested this is their problem, the fighting have not stopped. It is not because somebody is remote controlling the voice. It's because on the ground, the people know that this solution does not reflect their aspiration and it does not resolve the problem that they were fighting.
Cut it. He just said it. You keep contradicting yourself. The solutions Mr. Biya has imposed, because they were not negotiated solutions, are not sufficient. Decentralization is not sufficient. Special status failed. That's why the fighting is still going on. The notion that we cannot defeat Cameroon militarily is false. It's false. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the means to protect the occupation system. Ambazonian fighters have defeated Cameroon. All indicators points to this. Why are they only in armor cars? Why do they only exist in bunkers? We can chase these barbarians out of our territory. There will be no middle ground. There was no middle ground in 1961. There was no middle ground in 1966. There was no middle ground in 1972. There was no middle ground in 1984. There was no middle ground in 1996. There's never been a middle ground. After 60 years of butchery, of endless massacres, 63 years of butchery and endless massacres, this generation will write the last chapter of Cameroon presence in Amazonia. Cameroon can recruit as many traitors and sell out as possible. The nationalist spirit of our people, the determination, the defiance, the commitment of the Amazonian people. We know what our people want. They know what they want. They know what's good for them. They know what's right for them. He said for 8 years, we never achieved recognition. What was Canada pre-talks about? was the recognition of the identity of the Amazonian people. You were there. That was achieved. The occupier signed in the Toronto Declaration, recognizing the identity of the Amazonian people as a separate people from Cameroon. As a separate people from Cameroon. That identity has been recognized. We have been recognized. You can't change the narrative. It's now historical. It set the precedence of any future talks. That's the basis of any negotiation. We are Amazonians. Cameroon is Cameroon. The Canada talks was to define the parties to the conflict. And the parties to the conflict was clearly established. The state of Cameroon and the people of Amazonia, known as people from former British territory of Southern Cameroons. They didn't say we are people of the Northwest and Southwest. Northwest and Southwest, it's in Cameroon context. Amazonians, people from the territory of former British Southern Cameroons. They didn't say part of Cameroon. We've been recognized. The Toronto Declaration, which was the conclusion of the Canada pre-talks, Amazonian gained its recognition in the presence of the United Nations, in the presence of US observers, Norwegian observers, Swiss observers, Irish observers. Cameroon signed, recognizing our identity, and Canada is a party to it. We are aware. Please roll the tape. Let's finish this. Roll the tape. We have a few more minutes to go.
For in the first place. Of course, there will be Amazonian groups that are extreme that will say that let us fight for independence, whether we can have it or not, or let's fight a suicide mission where we say to the last man standing. Most of those people, over the time, you see that are people who are not really in touch with what is happening on the ground. As you have seen in the refugee camps in Nigeria, where I've forwarded you some of the videos, you have seen members of my organization on the ground talking to refugees. Refugees are voicing their opinion, saying that they are tired of the war. They want to go back home. Our diaspora population, they want to go back home and enjoy immunity because the ban against the consortium still stands. It makes any collective representation of our people's right or advocating for the people collectively
Okay. So, stop contradicting yourself, the traitor.
And we hope that the Cameroon government and the president of Cameroon and his regime should not put their ego over the life of Cameroonians.
Just pause it there, please. Just pause it there. 1. Amazonian groups that are extremist are out of touch with what is happening on the ground. And you are the only one that is in touch with what is happening on the ground. Okay. Very interesting. Number 2 is that refugees are voicing their grievances that they want to go back to the territory. What caused the problem of refugees? What made Amazonians to flee their communities? You've stated Cameroon government burning down 1,200 villages. Okay. The colonial deals, signing decrees, forcing Amazonians from their communities that if they don't live within 48 hours, they'll be treated as terrorists. You've said that too. in all your articulations and in all the articulations of Mr. Paul Biya and Mr. Diongote, the people who declared war on the Amazonian people, none of you have been able to tell the international community, the people of Cameroon or the Amazonian people, your plan to reconstruct 1,200 villages. You said these people want to come back. Come back to where? Come back to what? Capo Daniel, you're a refugee as well. If it's so safe, why haven't you gone back? Charity begins at home. If it is so safe, go back and show others that it's safe to go back. If the conditions on the ground, the war has come to an end, normalcy has taken place, you, Capo Daniel, go back to the ground. Don't pay people from DDR to go to refugee camps and make propaganda videos, just like Nambere, just like Success in Congo, for the purposes to make little money from the Cameroon government. If conditions are right, you are not in charge of refugees. The United Nations is in charge of those refugees. When conditions are good enough, what makes conditions to be good enough for the return of refugees? Number one, a political settlement, a full agreement and implementation of that political settlement, backed by the international community. Has that taken place? Because you're running a scam with an NGO you created in Kenya using your new wife, who's from Kenya. Because the only reason you got married to a new wife by dumping all the other ones, including the Amazonian girl you got married to and betrayed her in 3 months. Because you know she will not settle for this nonsense. That's why you settled for a Kenyan. So you could use her for transaction, to scam her, to register an NGO in Kenya, so this fraudulent and corrupt money can be channeled to that NGO. Our people know what they are fighting for. They know what they want. They know what's good for them. They know the conditions that chase them out of their communities and out of their country. The Bulu barbarians are still building and expanding their B bases and B camps of terror. Propaganda has a very short lifespan. So too is the life and actions of traitors. Cameroon's elections will not take place in the Amazonian territory. Cameroon's colonial elections will only take place in the territory of Cameroon. All of you, Mr. Diongote and Mr. Biya, can recruit as many other sellouts. They can bribe, they can corrupt as many to speak for them. Amazonians are well equipped, they are well sophisticated to withstand this barrage of propaganda. It has a very short lifespan. So too will be traitors. Whatever any Amazonian out there, whatever you say today, whatever policies, you use social media, which is a free space for everybody. Everyone can go out and make a proclamation of anything you want. Amazonia has a leadership. Our forces are united. Our people are united. As we have defeated Cameroon, as we continue to fight and bring the occupation to an end, we've defeated traitors in the past. We've laid them bare in the past. This will not be any different. You will not be any different. We will lay you bare and undress you in the public. Propaganda is propaganda. Reality is reality. You call for unilateral cessation of hostilities. 6 of the Abulu terrorist forces have been killed in the state of Manu. That is called reality. Social media is social media. So while you can rant and speak the way you want, the sacrifices of the Amazonian people will never be betrayed. The sacrifices of our children will never be betrayed. The sacrifices of our mothers and fathers will never be betrayed. What they have asked for is what they will get. A free homeland and dignity for our people. A government by the Amazonian people for the Amazonian people. That is what they will get. Nothing else. There is no middle ground with barbarians. There is no middle ground with sellout. There is no middle ground with genocidaires. Amazonia, free, independent state. That is what our people deserve. And that is what we will deliver for our people. Thank you very much. And thank you for listening.
The Amazonian, special loyalty, presence to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero, for God alone we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Amazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Amazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Welcome to ACN.
Je suis chef de village Moja Moja, un militaire des bataillons d'intervention rapide. Moi, je vais partir au but. Je m'adresse ça là au président de la République, son Excellence, M. Paul Biya. Son Excellence, le président de la République du Cameroun, Son Excellence, M. Paul Biya, je m'excuse, ça fait la première fois que moi, votre fils, je vous adresse. Il s'agit de certains chefs colonels des bataillons d'intervention rapide. Ça fait de cela 2 ans qu'on m'a proposé pour faire un coup d'État. J'ai refusé. Là, vous pouvez référer. Mon salaire a été coupé en 2022 parce que j'ai refusé. Et je les ai dit, je ne vais pas attendre de ça. Sinon, moi-même, je les attaque. Ils ont bloqué et tout récemment, ils ont offert mon salaire. Et ils m'ont proposé qu'avant l'élection 2025, il y aura un coup d'État et que je dois attaquer. Moi, j'ai toujours refusé. Les semaines, ça fait de cela 3 semaines. Il y a le colonel qui m'a appelé, le colonel de billes, en proposant le coup d'État. J'ai toujours refusé, Son Excellence, président de la République, M. Paul Biya. Et, à mon grande surprise, ils m'ont forcé, reforcé. J'ai toujours refusé. J'ai dit, il y a l'élection qui arrive et que chacun doit aller voter. Si vous voulez le changement, on doit voter. On ne veut pas de coup d'État ici au pays de Cameroun. À mon grande surprise, c'est le sécessionniste Ambazoni qui publie que Moja a été reversé au bataillon d'intervention rapide. Il y a le colonel qui m'ont appelé avec les preuves. Tous ces jours, je sors comme ça fraîchement de Manaobi. Qui m'ont dit qu'on peut toujours me rappeler au but. Et on m'a dit d'entrer dans un bus qui devait venir à Yaoundé. J'ai toujours refusé. Je dis donc au colonel qui veut faire le coup d'État ici, que moi je soutiens le gouvernement camerounais. Ce n'est pas tous les billes. Mais le brevet galère, le colonel qui pense qu'ils peuvent, vous ne pouvez pas. Nous sommes dans un pays de la loi. Vous n'êtes pas au-delà de la loi. Je vais citer votre nom dans mon vidéo prochaine. Monsieur le colonel, je n'ai pas peur de vous. Ce n'est pas là, merci. C'est d'abord mon cœur. Je suis un 2007 de billes. Le coup d'État que vous voulez faire, vous me reversez et vous balancez jusqu'à les armes à ma paix pour me mettre l'impression qu'il y a le colonel de billes qui veut changer le pays. Vous mentez. Son Excellence, comme il a défilé là-bas, là, je souhaite que si vous êtes là-bas, il faut exclure certains colonels de billes avec l'état-major de billes. Parce qu'il ne veut pas de vous bien. J'appelle donc au garde présidentiel de prendre soin et que vous vérifiez. On m'a reversé. On a mis un deuxième nom pour qu'on ne voit pas que ce que je dis c'est vrai. Mais c'est la vérité. Moi je soutiens le gouvernement camerounais. Et le peuple camerounais, il faut qu'on va voter. S'il faut le changement, ce n'est pas la guerre. Le chef militaire qui veut faire la guerre à combattre notre président Paul Biya, je vous dis que vous avez passé vers moi avant de le toucher. Merci beaucoup. Je reste fidèle et j'aime mon pays, Inch'Allah.
this is a defense channel, the ADF defense channel for the Ambazonian liberation struggle or Ambazonian revolution. I'm going live today with my able and learned spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council, Comrade Lucas Ashu. We'll be discussing today on the re-emergence of money, this great state of money. And we'll be sending a clear message to Liberia, Cameroon, and also discussing on what we must do and our approach in handling the 20th May, the sham national day that the Liberia, Cameroon did set. So we state the re-emergence of money because money actually has been the bedrock, the foundation of the Ambazonian revolution. We've had great fighters from within money, both in the military terrain and also diplomatically. We talk in respect to Pa Ayamba, who has been a pillar in our revolution, who has been a pillar. He fought and died for our freedom. Now we know his sons have taken over the baton. That is what we must do. Ensure that we are relaying the baton to the next generations to continue in our quest for liberation till we finally open up our full independence. I will be joined on stage by, like I said, by my able and senior colleague, the spokesperson of the Ambazonian Governing Council, the backbone of this revolution. I'm privileged to have a strong voice on this channel. Let me pull him up so that we can be able to have this discussion going on the re-emergence of money and send a clear message to Cameroon. So I'll bring up my comrade and my able colleague, Comrade Lucas Ashu. Comrade, welcome to the defense channel, the ADF defense channel. Welcome, and I'm really privileged that to have you on the ADF defense channel to put proper context on the current happenings. I've always enjoyed your show. I mean, the beauty about your messaging is, making sure that our people get it and understand what is happening. Strong voices like yours have really, created some sort of dynamics behind our revolution and given hope to our people. So that's why I'm using this opportunity to be able to, to bring you up to so that we can continue to, echo the message of our liberation to our people. You are highly welcome. And
thank you very much, sir. I'm extremely delighted. I'm very humbled to be here. It's an honor to be invited to be a guest on your channel. You do great work for our people. You do great work for the organization. You do great work for the forces. You are one of those that are doing the heavy lifting. People may not know what you really do, but without you, most of what we see on the ground won't be happening. So, sir, thank you very much for your services, for your effort, and for your love for the Ambazonian people.
Thanks very much, comrade. Thanks a lot. I want us to really, like I said, the battle for Ambazonian independence is fought in various areas. I see you as a general spearheading the psychological warfare, fight in the psychological rounds, because it's critical. You might have all the necessary tools and weapons to fight, but if you are not psychologically prepared for this battle, you lose the battle. You can lose the battle. But I see you as a general of the psychological warfare.
That's a new title.
No, look, we need to understand. I say it because there is context. That's the reality. Look at every war that they have fought in this war. If you don't have that strong voice to balance the psyche of our people and give them hopes, there is basically, people will just be like chickens running round and round.
A general of the psychological warfare.
Of course, that title is well deserved. It's highly deserved. You can't show that shoulder with them.
You might as well say a general in the spiritual warfare.
No, you stand shoulder with this, and you are leading the child to give that hope, to strengthen our people's psyche, to let our people know the reality on the ground and what the Amazonian revolution really means. So if I give you the title, the general in the psychological round, I mean, you deserve it, bro. You deserve it. It's not something to laugh about. You really deserve it. Coming to that, I want us to, like I said, and you've always said in your channel, the battle is fought. You are always on the jugular of the enemy in the psychological space. Your voice is very powerful and very telling, and your message is on the spot. It's really on spot. So that is why when I bring you in or even give you this title, it might sound strange to you, but really it is actually the work that you do that and the space that you occupy, that warrants us to come up with this title for you. And voice like yours.
We should reserve that title to the general who just carried out the biggest action in Manu.
Well, you're right. We'll give the general his due. Manu and the Manu.
Reserve that title to Agent 005.
Good. And coincidentally, you are a son, the blue-blood son of Manu. So if you give that, if you say that,
Manfe boy.
Yes.
But keep it in.
Unapologetic. Blue blood. So let's start off this. Yes, let's start off this very short, beautiful life with our anthem. The anthem that will be sung by a child. It is very revealing. The messaging behind why we always play this anthem is because those are the ones we are fighting for.
All right,
and we are instilling that revolutionary spirit in them. That's why most of the times we always play this anthem from this child to let our people know that a revolutionary ideology, you can never kill it as long as that it is in the blood of the people that are fighting. The kids, the children. What we have done in this generation is that we have transmitted into our kids, the ones that are being born, that mindset that we are enslaved and we are at war. We are going to fight till.
Okay, help us play that for a start then.
Thank you.
Glory to the Father for making it forevermore. Amazonia and the freedom
Wow.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. You know, one of the things that always inspires me is the fact that if you look at those who fought the Westerners in Afghanistan, they were kids. Those who finally ejected the mighty West, they were kids. Some of them were not born then. They were kids at that age that grew up and continued the battle in Afghanistan till they finally ejected the invaders. I can call it the invaders. So when you see this and you see that the spirit of the revolution has been transmitted already into the younger generations, I think we are in a very good spot. And that is the job that we do. So just
we are beyond being in a very good spot.
Yeah.
We are beyond being in a very good spot. That was what, 2018? That was what, maybe 3-4 years old?
Yeah.
So now it's what? It's about 10 years, it's about 9 years now.
Yes. Yeah.
How mature is he now? More mature.
Yeah.
All right. Look at the age of 3-4, he has a more better physique than some of us, right? So the future of Ambazonia is great. You can see it, you can hear it. It's in his DNA, it's in his voice.
Yeah.
That's what the generation has done.
Yes.
This is a story that a lot of people will come to know later.
Yes.
But let's start first with what happened in Manfe.
Okay.
Ambazonians woke up yesterday morning.
Yeah.
With a bang. With one of the most lethal ambush, an assault on the enemy.
Yes.
Like we've never seen before.
Yeah.
It was almost like an operation shock and awe.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
it
you're right.
was a shock and awe.
Yes.
What the forces in Manu did yesterday, for anyone that has seen those videos, the videos are too graphic for us to put them here because the channel will be blocked.
You're right.
But the videos are too graphic. That is the most lethal. All right. Please, before we even go there, just play a clip of what those guys harvested.
Yes.
Before we even talk about the action.
Okay.
The 10th of May, 2024. Now work this. They say Mangiron coal. Mangiron go harvest exactly 7:30. We collect 2 M16, 2 AK. Enough things over done. One pistol, multi pistol, jackknife, multi gun proof. Now 105. With the colleagues them, General Eze, General Bomafunguti, with Captain. So I see material. Captain Bullet is cashing. So na material in this. Prince Ayamba, send me money. General Lot, he picking them. Bullet, with Maleske, with Amoka. They did for inside the squad. We don't form the squad. For inside Manu. What people they run? Who remember go fight them? So now team this for down today. We don't collect exactly 7:30. The fish and people they for the no na the real squad. We run another anyhow they good. We burn them. Since I don't send you this thing. I don't send you the video. As we kill, we burn them. With the other video, we just kill them throw down. So na still a day. So if you tell me say I call Eze, call Ojolegba, Oloku Diluko Kesi. Are they here? They walk they down. You don't see her now. I need joke, joke. You not take it to the harvest time. And the harvest time. And they walk this. And they walk this. One. When they face. So they walk this. So all we want. Person where she is work. Person where she is work. Men say Manu don't come back.
Man, you don't come back on that.
Man, you don't come back. And all we they as one, we do one voice and work the work. So we need a support. Was more, we are brave for a captain get small injury. So we need some small support. Now I see material them. I never want to tell you, say that's what day, but I want to. No. I not want to tell when I say I want to go work, but I want to surprise me now. So I want this. You used to see him. Now here we don't the base, but sometimes you can come out. So I want this.
All right. As everyone,
Over to you.
As everyone can see for themselves. The colonial CPDM elites, they hoisted the colonial flag in armored cars. They drove across through the streets of Mamfe, proclaiming that they have corrupted, bought all the fighters, sent some to DDR, and killed others. They said the fighting is over. Manu has returned to normalcy.
Yeah.
Ayokta Kunchong called Mr. Bia and said, I need my ministerial position. I told you. Manu's returned to normalcy.
Yep.
Make me a minister. Okay. They thought Amber is dead. They've defeated Amber. That's what they said.
Yeah.
What did they wake up to yesterday morning? They wake up to what? Shock and awe.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Dead silent.
Yep.
They can't speak anymore. Ambazonia is a spirit.
Yeah.
You can't kill a spirit.
No, you can't.
It's a dream. You can't kill a dream. It's a vision. You can't kill it. It's in our blood. It's who we are. It's who we will be.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday in Manu is a testament of the resilience of the forces.
Yes.
No matter the corruption, no matter the level of bribery, no matter the level of infiltration, no matter the level of chaos, forces will always recalibrate.
Yeah. Nationalist forces.
They will always recalibrate.
Yes.
They will always refocus.
Yeah.
They will adapt, and they will show La République who owns and controls the land.
Very true. Good.
That's the message from Mamfe yesterday. That's the message from Imojok yesterday. That's the message from the Trans-African Highway, Mamfe-Ekok Highway. That's the message. The action was lethal.
Yes.
6 La République, a mixture of bees and gendarmes, were gone within split seconds. I'm not talking for PG.
Yeah.
If you don't count what people them out.
Yeah.
La République talks say don't win the war for Mamfe. Don't capture Manu. The CPDM elites, Ayokta Konchong and the rest. You don't the call Paul Biase. I be promise you say if I corrupt them, I bribe them, and then we infiltrate them, we'll kill them, we'll kill our people them. Man, you go quiet. We will take a more car them, we'll drive them inside town, gather people them for marketed and say, we don't defeat Ambazonia.
Yeah.
Now the public don't come back. Ayokta come to the corporate beer, say, who saw the position where you promise me? Say, if I do all this dirty thing them against our people then, you go give me ministerial position. Say, I promise you normalization. Give me the ministerial position. They forget say Ambara, na spirit. They forget say Ambazonia. That's one thing we did inside always. The action for yesterday, for Imojo, for a cock Manfe Road, na a sign for waiting the day ahead. Na a sign for waiting what people they be ready for.
Yeah.
Of waiting the forces they be ready for deliverance for Ambazonia.
Yeah.
So people feel create confusion, they bribe others, they corrupt others, they infiltrate. But that ideology of nationalism where we don't plant them inside the spirit of our people, then no man will take them away from our people. Ambazonia go always deliver.
Yes.
We go always. Now the public fee go up, it come down. Now we go get the final say.
Yes.
Now we go get the last laugh. Now we go jubilate. Now we go celebrate. The celebration never start.
Yep.
Wait till beer taste time yesterday for Manu. When they see the video, we shall say he see the video from Vomeka. If she don't see the video, our 6 of the top B them, including the B commander, 6 of them, they just catch them inside moto.
Yes.
Like small foul them. Them then jam them. You know, end for day. They move all the things where they get them, all the things where they get them. They carry them, they pile them up so like firewood. And then they send them to hellfire.
Yes. You know, this discussion where you talk so, it brings one thing to mind. One. We hear some river bird that is sing say fighting don't stop, fighting don't reduce for territory. I think from the AGOPC and Ambazonian, the ADF perspective, we be tell people say no. Now the best they see themselves out, they reconnect, they process themselves, or we carry out this type of surgical operations. The revolution, they refine itself. You know, as something they start, people they try for adjust, they adapt according to the terrain. Ambazonia is very good at adaptation. We really talk, say the fighters they adjust. We know the one way slide. We they calibrate as you don't talk. Adjust yourselves. Know who they fight, what type of battle. Because if you look very well, you hear from the video, those guys are selected. They will be selected for this task. Time we don't pass where all will be the yearn, the bubble of freedom, where we go lose productive lives on the battlefront. But this time, wait till we talk about this aspect because of this noise, say fight on slow, wait till this particular situation and they talk we hear with that boy they talk. Wait till we make out of that.
We need to make you need to make anything out of it. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. The nature of the war don't change. So the way we got for fight don't change. You don't see the enemy. The enemy now, they need to even work out for armor car again.
Yep.
Okay? They need to work, most of them need to work out for armor car. Now they work out, they take taxi, like that what happened yesterday. They come now with taxi. So you see how the forces then to they don't be smart.
Yep.
the forces then too, they don't find way for the kind intelligence
Yes.
which if it pinpoint enemy movement
Yes.
to such level of precision. Right? With
Yes.
such level of precision and
Yes.
accuracy.
Yes.
So now the nature of a war of attrition that.
Yeah.
For the kind war for attrition, now the ability for be adaptive.
Yes.
Now be your only method of survival. Right?
Yeah.
7 years, these forces don't gain experience and wisdom and skill, right? And ability. What they don't accumulate after 7 years. That the thing that they give you see Cameroon underestimate who will be.
Yes.
And they underestimate these fighters. And they underestimate the forces. And they underestimate their ability for adapt, adjust, and then recalibrate.
Yes.
Right? If you see what the leader is doing on a constant, ongoing basis, a goal now for set the tempo and the way forces they get for adopt and adjust.
Yes.
That's why as a leader, it always provide the liberation vision, the resistance vision, and then the mindset and the tactical ways and way the forces they get for understand the nature of the war and the face of the war and therefore how they go about.
Good.
All right. Yeah. People that a lot of people, including even me and you, who don't doubt how we go, what it need to be done for Manu.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not the best thing for this liberation struggle, now this block by block approach, what they don't get. If you think say a block don't die, it never die. Because at the talk for some part yesterday, part tell me say it talks say sleep not be die. I say part talk am again.
The sleep not be die.
My picking, sleep not be die.
Yes.
People be the thing say, man, you don't die. But they been asleep. When they woke up, they regain their energy. They go start.
You know, say I look manual like the bloodline of this revolution. Now in phases, they be press them. As a press and man, you fight, release the energy. It climb up for northern zone. The fight, we pull out of it, go for northern zone. You see, they don't put pressure for northern zone now. Man, you woke up and you get back. So one thing that I want to tell you about this thing, where it really impressed me because you hear those fighters them, they call now that team them for various areas. Now we combine, and that the spirit that way the leader don't always talk. Fight together. Get out of this mindset with balkanize myself. That this one, no collectivity. You hear the boys and talk. Now we for this part. Now we for this part. Now we for this part. We put ourselves together. We do this few job. And that same ideology that we don't constantly the preacher. The president for the ego of some constantly. You don't always constantly the preacher. You see how effective they go? Because they know that a partner, a collective battle. As opposed to
logistics. Their collective survival depends on it.
Yes.
Okay. The first thing not be now even the protection of the population.
Collective survival.
The collective survival of those forces
depend on each other.
It depends on them.
Yes.
For work the way they don't work.
Yes.
For come out for different places, plan this kind of operation, and then protect each other.
Yes.
Give backup for each other.
Yeah.
Share intelligence with each other. Okay?
Yep.
Their collective survival for face the kind enemy with the face where it operate on so many layers, including the layers of my country people and the dark forces.
Yes.
That means, as I described yesterday, the layers of my country people and dark forces.
Yes.
All dark forces means na bees them.
Yeah.
The DDRO forces them.
Yes.
All those ones them na layers of
the dark forces.
the dark forces. That means now layers of infiltration.
Yes.
Layers of where they go come in, like say they be one of you, and then the kill now from inside.
Yes.
Okay. So these forces, they don't learn a lot. They don't gain a lot of experience.
Yeah.
They filter these things in. The lesson we all we get for take up, and which all Ambazonian fighters across the 13 states, which don't happen for Manu, maybe na something where it inspire any fighter will be there for some place. It had been on the weak because of how the enemy don't change the nature of the fighting.
Yeah.
Okay. Any fighter will be there for some place. It had been on weak small. Make what it happen for Manu. He woke up that fighting
spirit,
determination inside you.
Yes.
Make it give you new energy for your own block. And when I see how those forces, they forget whatever differences they beget in the past, because collective survival depend on them for working.
Yes.
They come together, they put their materials together, they go always prevail. Every block will always prevail. Okay? Coupe, if you do the same thing, if you learn from what you don't happen from Manu. All right? All blocks, what happen for Manu, make it be now something where it help for woke up that liberation spirit, that resistance spirit, that winning spirit for all forces them. But I think say the lesson for here now for the colonial elites.
Yeah.
The colonial CPDM elites.
Yep.
These forces, they go come for one.
Yep. We get time for one.
These forces, waiting they do one for the bees and the gendarme yesterday. After they don't finish with them. Pobia, La Republique, no go get even their dead bodies anymore.
Yeah.
For waiting La Republique don't do one for our people then.
Yes.
And the way how barbaric and evil that people they be. Even the dead bodies of their soldiers in La Republique no the same again.
No go see them. Yeah.
Even the dead bodies of CPDM elites.
They no go see them.
The families they no go see them.
Yes.
For which these people don't do one for people. Yesterday we been a perfect example of how for crush an occupier.
Yes.
Now the message that, okay? Now the message that the action of yesterday, it don't set a new tone of how La Republique needs to be treated.
Yes.
Not only La Republique and CPDM elites.
Yes.
Of how spies they need to be treated.
Yep.
Of how traitors and enablers of genocide and occupation, they need to be treated.
Yeah.
If you be a spy for Ambazonia, watch that video from yesterday and choose a new path, because now wait till you go face on that. If you be a traitor like Ngong Success, Nambere, Capo Daniel, and any other person, where is sell the Ambazonian people then for collect money for La Republique du Cameroon, and you run your mob.
I have paid that.
For promote Cameroon. Wait till don't happen for Manfe yesterday. Now the fate of every traitor of CPDM elites, these people when then keep our people them under occupation, and then the Shidon, they promote the genocide for reoccupation and then administer the genocide. Every person will face that fate. The most important message from yesterday's action, I will tell Cameroon, say, La République du Cameroun, we are coming for you.
Yeah.
We're not going to fight you for Ambazonia. As we don't defeat you for Ambazonia, we will start for enter inside the battleground.
Yeah.
As we don't defeat them for Amazonia, for them for really move and come out of our territory, we go move that battleground now, go right inside La République du Cameroon and start for fight them from Bunaberi, enter inside Douala. We go shift the battleground. Not be they say they want can hold election for Amazonia. We go see if them they go hold that election for inside La République.
Yeah.
The battleground, we go move the battleground from them fighting us for our territory. Now we go fight them inside La République. We go see if them too, they go hold that election for their own country.
Yeah.
Mr. Biya get a choice. Because what happened for Manfe, it could be as something where it could be replicated across the territory. Just like when forces they start to use IEDs, it spread.
Yep.
Now actions and that they be inspired. Other forces that they watch, no block and no one be left behind. Right?
Yeah.
No block, no one be left behind. Every block, it go also one push La République out, teach La République a lesson. Mr. Biya get a choice. Diongute get a choice. Okay? The people them with Diongute descend them for bribe and corrupt. But they no say corruption get the own limit.
Yeah.
Okay? They are use of people them like Capo Daniel.
Yeah.
We go useless them. We go then say, oh, I think the best thing will be talking. He said that what don't happen for how they call that one for Boya. What it be name? The one will be the run him up.
Moja.
I should say everybody he watch the drama and the comedy will happen at the same time.
Yes.
The strategy, okay, where it happened with Muja come on. It talks with Pobia. It be Pobia number one best soldier. Pobia don't make it chief. They don't give chief. It be a B soldier. It get right for do whatever. After they don't use it for commit their atrocities, commit their crimes, commit all these things. It be things it be being a King Kong no.
Yeah.
Muja be thinks it be being a King Kong for Pobia because it don't kiss the Ongute food them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It be a King Kong. They don't use it, they do all these things, they commit all these crimes. They go one wash their hands. Say no be na them be sending.
Of course.
So at the end, what do they do it? They don't use it.
They dump them.
They dump them and then they discard it. They don't only demote it. They fire it.
Yeah.
Then they tell you say the next thing when they come for the Muja, after they use it, they dump it, they discard it. They don't move it from army, from the B. The next thing when they come for Muja, ma talk and make Muja. Any person where they send this video for Muja. The next thing with La République will do it for Muja. The next thing with Pobia will do it for Muja. The next with Diongute will do it for Muja. The next thing with Tangaji will do it for Muja. The next thing with the B the SSF, they go do it for Muja. They go kill Muja.
Yeah. But they haven't done no. But they're writing that.
And the thing is, we tell these traitors. Any person where they deal with La République, when they don't finish or use you,
they'll come after you.
Do the same thing where they do for Muja in order for them for cover the tracks. Because at the end, all the things where they don't do, they go come out. All the money where they give Capote, Nambere, and the rest.
No, they know you run for your life. They come after you. They didn't learn. How many of them really don't go show did they are sent out when they use them? They kill some of them. Some they even try for run. How many of them? They will people they steal, they need to learn. They feel say if you betray people go free.
No, not be what people then. Any traitor, not be what people.
Oh, well, not true. Not a good way that
any traitor, not be what people. Any spy, not be what people. Any enabler, not be what people. Na la République.
Yes.
Okay? Na bulu la République, not be what people
yeah.
there.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
Capo Daniel is not, he need to speak for Ambazonia, he need to work for Ambazonia, he need to work for Bulu, Betty,
yes.
of Ambazonia.
Sure.
A traitor need to work for Ambazonia. Okay? Ambazonian and nationalist people there, they not be traitors.
Yes.
Any traitor, any spy, any enabler, okay? Any person we don't be compromised and corrupted, you not be La République. I mean, you be La République. You not be Ambazonian. You be La République. Yes. Because your goal now for keep our people them and for continue for put them under slavery.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know how we fit thank these forces from Manfe.
Yeah.
The forces from Manfe, Agent 001, one thank all now.
Talk smoke on top of them. It's important.
Why the worry?
The soul of the soil.
Why the worry? one thank all now. One thank now for waiting when I don't do them, for woke up the spirit of nationalism.
Yeah.
And the resistance for the liberation of our people.
Yeah.
Ambazonia will get the last say.
Yes.
And we want to encourage Ambazonians then through we want to encourage Ambazonians through the people the way they organize, coordinate these forces, make Ambazonians give them the support where they need them.
Yeah.
Make Ambazonians, they give them the support through the various persons with these forces. They don't name them as people they coordinate them. Yeah. Make Ambazonians, they give them the support where they need them. We want to also encourage these forces as the nationalist forces for Manu. Now them to get the responsibility for structure the liberation tax.
Yeah.
For sustain the funding of the resistance and the liberation.
Yeah.
The liberation tax now a legal means, okay, we don't codify these forces the ability for sustain themselves and for sustain the war in a structured way where it not abuse what people them.
Yeah.
Where it not put any pressure on what people them. Where it not put any unnecessary burden for our people them, the way it make the people them they be part of the responsibility of the liberation.
Yes.
As a collective effort for say make every person for Manu, he pay a liberation tax.
Yeah.
At the same message, we send them for one really thank these brave forces for waiting they don't do them for this re-emergence of the state of the action, the resistance, and the liberation for Manu. If you get anything, emphasize them, and then we'll move now to handle Mr. Kobe and Mata then.
Yeah. Besides that, I get two things there. One, on the lesson we get on for day, and secondly, Manu be really hot. Some other things people will show about Manu. Besides that action, Manu don't redefine upon the re-emergence of Manu. We still get some spokesperson for AGOVC. We still get some images to present out.
I think you get some other videos and for some action where come out.
No, it's not Manu.
No, they come up. That one they come up from Meme.
Okay, Meme. Sorry, can I remember action that?
Yeah, bring with those actions for me.
I'll bring it out again. Then we will still see, how we force them. Now we need to find them. We ask them where them they.
Where them they.
Yes. Now we ask them now where them they.
The 8th of May, 2024. This is FM Lucifer and his squad. Major General Solo, General Amber Prince, General Black is here, even Toronto, the Army guy is here. Now the Army barrack this for Bomana. The Army barrack for Bomana village, where the Army they did it. And also, we don't just come, don't take your 3 pickup run. We come today now for them. Yes, meanwhile, Ambazonian people is here. Now they are playing with the Shidon, and they are blockages. Now they are barrack, now they are blockages with the Shidon. They don't come, they do 3 pickup, they don't take their motor, they run. One come to make an attack the other place. They just take their 3 pickup run. So, Bondi their barrack today. Now, yeah, a military barrack this, where they can't be for Bomana village. You see their military control where they should their post. Then you see the house where they used to slay, and the houses. So, if you see them, the Ambazonian people, Ambazonian soldiers, then we don't come for attack the year, but they run today. I don't take 3 motor run. They get lucky, we get a meter them. And the other security guard post that, where they should run for the other backs. I'm wrong go there. I come on and see them. Yes, Ambazonian and boys are there for fight, or not there for jokes. One born everywhere. Why they run? Why they run? If they not be strong, they not for run. They will still stand. They will monitor them. Yeah. All the general, all the colonels of Paraffin Marshal, the mission commander, and the other poses. These other poses face the backside at. You know, say at least Amber boys, if you come over backside for the side, they should done. Say the guide and the other poses, their military posts will burn everything down. Everything down will burn and then Bomanda village.
So make
you get the other video. You get the other video with the burner.
Yes, ma put that up.
Play the video with the burner. Now that. Me Ambazonian as a siam.
Oh. I humble myself for these boys. I won't lie to you, folks. I won't lie to you.
As the commander talk, una say una want to fight. Why una run?
We chase them. We find them now.
They say the fight. Why? They say the fight. Why they run?
Why they run? They were there at this critical moment for this revolution. Then some people they say, lay with arms in them. What did we talk about that? You can imagine. These are boys. You know what you mean for do live training. People they immediately go train first, do blank shots at the rest before they confront the enemy. But these boys they train as they go. And see the fine work where they do them. For run down a barrack.
La République, Paul Biya say fi fight. Buba say fi fight. Why they run?
Yes.
Why they run? Now in that. Now millions that don't burn. And they come that the army come.
Yeah.
Now in that. Don't burn. At the spirit of Ambazonia that.
Yes.
La République no get space. It no get place inside the territory.
Yes.
As this generation don't talk say, La République must go. The occupation must come to an end. We go burn them down. We go burn anything, La République, down. That's how we start them. One at a time.
Yes.
Everything La République from Amazonia. First of all, the things that they build them, they war, they be ugly. Not be things that we need them for this 21st century. We go burn them down because the way we will take them for rebuild Amazonia, we go build a modern state.
Sure.
You know, I will carry all those useless,
maybe toxic
things them.
Yeah.
You talk in a country that we go burn everything La République down. Everything. So we cut cafe for this soldier then. We cut them cafe for their courage. We cut them cafe for their bravery. For as they enter La République, they run.
Mm-hmm.
And then they burn that place. That the best thing that way they do them. When I burn that place so that they don't ever come back.
Yes.
The best thing that.
You know, some saying they say every victory foils another victory.
And so no.
Yes. Every new victory foils another victory. When you see them for territory, it goes so. Now, so those that block, the enemy blocks, they will fall. A lot of them for the fall, the go, for the collapse, the go. As rightfully talk, they may say they will fight Wino. Why did they wrong? And you see, spoke something they catch my attention again.
Go ahead.
The same message in where you see for Manu.
Yes.
Now the same message in where you see for this action for me.
From two different states,
collectivity for the forces. And waiting the outcome, beating the enemy in his game. Collectivity, put themselves together, holding themselves together, refocusing their idea and their mindset for the fight, the enemy.
Those actions, they take place 2 days apart.
Yes. For different states.
2 different states.
Yes.
For forces where they not even communicate with each other.
No.
They carry out almost similar type of attacks.
Yes. Simultaneous attacks.
With the same synergy.
Yeah.
Who talks here, I'm not be spirit.
but then that's why when I call you say, you bring context into this type of things, psychological general. Because when you put things in, you make them, it come out clear for people then, so it be healthy for that psyche. And not a very good thing that even if you get the weapons, you get the chop, you get everything, you will be psychologically balanced. You will be fight the battle. So the role
logistics. Look, what people want to be free.
Yes.
Ambazonians they want freedom. What people they want get away from this evil. They want get away from these wicked people.
Yes.
What people they want get away from this La Republique, from this Bulu La Republique people them. The people yes. They're too wicked. The La Republique people, the La Republique, Bulu La Republique, the wicked past Satan.
Yes.
Why people want to get away from them. So when you see the kind of action, now the intensity of the desire of the Ambazonian people them for be free.
Yes.
Now that spirit, now they inside these forces them. That's why you see that it be so intense. Now the intensity of how urgent why people they want to be free.
Yes.
Now that sense of urgency. You see, this collective desire, all right, will be driven by the pain and the torture and the trauma and all these things the way this La Republique, they don't do them for our people then. Yeah. Now they don't push for our people then, so they develop that level of courage.
Mm-hmm.
And now freedom, now we want freedom past chop. We want freedom past oxygen.
Yeah.
And you will see this action then. Across the territory, they go to happen so fast. They go to happen. What's going to happen for the territory? Things are going to happen so fast. La Republique no go only be confused. They no go only be confused. First, they go be so confused because things that they happen fast and they no fit think of what did happen and how it happened and how they handle it.
Yeah.
The traitors they go start for confess.
Yeah.
Okay. You go see them go. They go try for come back for repent. Watch what it go happen in the next few months. You go see CPDM elites. They go start for resign.
They come.
They go start for resign.
Yep.
They go start for confess. They go start for talk say Mr. Bia must negotiate. You go see movement of events on the territory, and you will see more people for inside La Republique, small young boys them, young girls them, mommy them. They will talk say this one must come to an end.
Yes.
Once they start for see what it don't happen for Manfe, it start for plenty spread. Now La Republique go the back. You go see CPDM elite, they go scan. Wait till go end up for start happen the next few weeks and months. They go start for soften themselves, including Natanganji.
Yeah, of course.
Including the Ongute. You go start for see them become a little, because this defeat we don't become more visible
Mm-hmm.
for everybody. I tell you what I do.
Why I spoke?
After the traitor
Mm-hmm.
can challenge a traitor,
Mm-hmm.
will La République rescue you for Hong Kong?
Yes.
La République will rescue you for Hong Kong. And then save the ass. For putting for Canada just because say Canada, just the name Canada go give more prestige.
Yes.
Okay? It come out, can challenge Ambazonian forces.
Yes.
Say because he don't talk so,
Make it so.
I don't end.
Yes.
So he don't talk. He give Ambazonian forces 7 days. They no go fit key 1B and no fit carry one action.
Yes.
Which happen? Right when he talk him. Which happened right when he talk him. That very moment when he talk him, the forces from Meme, they capture that army camp. For that same day we talk him.
Yes. Yes.
The forces for Mezam, they carry out action.
Yeah.
Forces for Donga carry out action.
Yes.
Then Manu,
He crown him.
they crown them. They take the 2 motor them with these people that they hide inside. The jam. Key all them 6, 3 Bs and 3 gendarmes.
Mm-hmm.
And then wait till they collect them. And then they take their body, they pile them up like firewood. Pour kerosene or petrol on top. And then they send them to special status.
Yes.
They send them to special status.
Yep.
The special status that delivered
Yes.
to Mr. Bia and to Mr. Ngong.
Yes. Spokesman with special status.
Yes. So the forces from Manu, they do that act for take them, send them for Mr. Ngong. Now your special state to this, deliver to you.
Yeah.
And Mr. Bia. Now Ambazonian this.
You know, coming about that, at least if we touch a little bit on, after really clearly explain, you know, which will forces them across the territory now for Mimica continue in this spirit and in this light, the nationalist forces. Spokes, this sham day where they call it the 20th May, they come. Which kind, what do you get for talk about that this evil day for Ambazonian land? And which kind of message we transcend for people and for forces them?
No, they look. Ambazonians already killed 20th May. The notion of 20th May don't die.
Yes.
All right. Mm-hmm. The propaganda don't die. The notion of 20th May. Even Cameroon know if he celebrate 20th May again. Because we don't kill them.
Mm-hmm.
This year for 2024, we the day for the next 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
We put the final nail for the coffin of 20th May. 2 things that will happen. Number 1, where any Ambazonian need for know that 2 days of lockdown will be. 20th May will be on Monday. Monday not in a natural ghost town.
Mm-hmm.
Lockdown will be on Sunday. The lockdown of the territory, it will start on Sunday the 19th for 6 a.m.
Okay.
That means for Sunday the 19th, a day before 20th May, from 6 a.m. Now lockdown.
Okay.
No church, no day. Pray for your house.
Yeah.
I'll talk again. Sunday the 19th, lockdown start for 6:00 a.m. You show your face for outside, you don't sign your own death. The territory will be totally totally locked down from the 19th. We go start for Sunday for 6:00 a.m. for sharp morning for 6 o'clock. As that file they make come lockdown they start.
Yes.
Any man will show a face outside. Now you don't carry your own and blame yourself. The 19th lockdown, the 20th, it will be now a ghost town plus lockdown.
Yes. Double.
It will be a ghost town plus lockdown. Now the two things in that. Now a couple of other things the day where they will go here. Any family where you carry your pikin, you gear for CPDM elites, make the sacrifice your pikin. You that mommy, you be more evil than Pobia herself. Pobia, you don't know it. You want to go celebrate Nawiti.
Yes.
And why you want to carry your pikin go sacrifice it? Any Ambazonian mommy, where you be a member of the CPDM party,
yes,
and you want to come out for 20th May, you go march. As you come out for your house, may no ever come back for the house.
We'll keep records.
No, we need to keep records. As you come out, remember for that side. Now lockdown day, no person need to come off outside. Any person will come off outside for lockdown day. For go celebrate the occupation of Ambazonia, the enslavement of Ambazonia, you don't become La Republique.
Yes.
Pack your family and una pack una house. Una go for La Republique.
Yeah.
The time for play with the lives of our people then, it don't pass. The time for we for over explain, it don't pass. The time for we for over repeat ourselves, it don't pass. Any person where you feel say amber too hot, pack your thing them, go for that.
Yes.
Amber day for a war of liberation, for end La Republique a presence. You either be part of, if you did for that territory, you either be for support the resistance or pack your things them, go for La Republique.
Yes.
There is no other choice. Because the land they under occupation.
Yeah.
The people they under occupation. You stand with the land, you stand with the people, and if you don't like the land because of which they go on there, pack your thing them, go for La Republique.
Sure.
Now all that. 2010 may go be very bloody. And for the forces them, they already know what to do. We don't be frozen on our own end, on our own end.
Yeah, their own end be frozen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just
But it should say they fine.
Really?
Yeah, it should say internet they fine.
They want to be strong.
All right. The forces they already know what to do.
Yep.
A lot of things that will take place between the 19th and the 20th. So we ask all Ambazonians when they stay for house.
Yeah.
A lot of things they go on for the territory on the 19th and on the 20th. I'm not going to talk much about that. I'm not be for a place where I even open my mouth to talk about that kind of thing.
Okay.
The territory it will be now. May no man show a face outside on the 19th and the 20th because it go bad. It go bad for La Republique. And it go bad for any place where La Republique show a face for them. It go bad.
Thanks so much, comrade. Thanks. I don't know why that thing don't freeze, but
anyway, if you don't freeze, I think say the internet detox say make we end this program for you because already 1 hour.
Okay. Okay. Make us still just I'll say no be me one host this program. I just want to thank my comrade very much for really, at the call openly, inaugurate this defense channel with me. And we'll get defense briefings for here. We'll continue for strengthen Amazonian their mindset. We'll continue to focus on the enemy. We will continue to praise every action will be geared towards the liberation of our territory, and updates will bring up for this channel. Panel discussions on defense will bring up for this channel. And we talk the spokesperson for AGOVC come today to inaugurate this particular defense panel and for give me courage and for the War Council for continue for the run defense issues and matters for this channel. Thank you for your directives, the spokes. We thank you for your encouragement, and we thank you very much for everything. Just if you get one or two things, just put them out there so that we will listen and we will hear.
No, logistic chief, look, the only person we near one time can you. It takes a lot of love for a people them, for stand for a people them. If you want to know how, if some person love you or care about you, like during when you go through a difficult time. The right time you know your friends, you don't know who care about you, you don't know who love you, you don't know whether some person get a concern for your life. The fact that during what people their most difficult time for their lives.
To be unfortunate, I lose.
You hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. The fact that during what people their most difficult time for their lives, you stand by them, you stand with them, you stand for them. I love that. Thank you very much for your services, for your leadership, and for your love we get and for our people them, for stand with them, by them, and for them during their most difficult time. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, I really thank you, comrade. Thank you. I know you try to deny this title. You know, you try to deny this title what they give you, say, general for psychological warfare. You honorably deserve that title, and I really thank you. And I know say you don't pour your blessings for this channel, and you come for encourage people defense or ensure semi defense be structured and get a strong voice and saying out there. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you too so much for your directives, and also helping we from defense perspective to shape the narrative. I want to thank all Ambazonians. Una continue to get defense briefing for here. Now continue to get defense briefing to also form the ACN channel, our mother channel that. I'm gonna continue to get how they call them the state of the revolution from the CIC or the AGOVC. Dr. Yaba through each channel. It for YouTube. Now subscribe for that channel. Now continue to get to the narrative and the proper narrative for how revolution will go from the spokesperson for AGOVC. Comrade Lucas, as we just come out with me for Get Live. Now subscribe to those channels then. Now continue to get the right information, the right narrative, and the directive on how this revolution will go. Which matter the most now is our mind stand. So when I don't know who them be the backbone for this revolution, the spine for Amazonian liberation. We did out as an organization, structured organization. People that they take that bold step to put their faces out there and everything, giving their all for free a nation. We know the height, we know they do mago, will be bold, unapologetic, and daring to face the enemy. And our faith that we don't seal them for Amazonia. We live as an organization, no be people where they claim they want free on land, but we are not just here, they claim they get organization. We don't see them. Be suspicious. But the AGOVC, the Ambazonian Governing Council, is structured to be presented and laid bare for Ambazonians and for Siam with face, title, task, responsibility. When they see the structure, how they function, when the AGOVC, for any time we get any errors, we take the responsibility. We apologize for people, we make the correction to move forward. At the praise also, when I look at very well how they function, the intelligence unit, the national security unit, that then will be capable to dissect, analyze, and extract the mole will be planted inside the ambassador, inside the AGOVC, to disrupt the internal politics for AGOVC. We'll get the defense, we'll get the intelligence, we'll get the educational board, we get the politics, the political wing, the diplomatic wing. We'll face the day out all there. Roles will play and will show them. We need to play this one for we. Now life, now destiny. We know for they play this game where they play things in a play or a joke. And lives and every move will make and be highly calculated. Because one mistake the AGOVC knows they make it cost life. Now, either way, we work as an organization and we'll be focused on our task. We need to play with people that lives in. Attack Una. This one will be our play with the defense briefings, analysis, moving forward. We'll use other platforms then. We'll continue to use ACN. We'll continue to follow the main active mother channel ACN. We'll use other channels that will ensure we'll get tools and continue to put out messaging for people then. Be extremely important, and to put out the right messaging for people then be extremely important. I thank all now that joined for this new channel, the defense channel, and now continue to get briefings for you. When I get a blessed day, when I stay hopeful, when I don't hear how the spokesperson analyze the manual action, we'll learn three things: collectivity in the fight. When I see how we manifest for Manu and for Meme, fighters can come back to the drawing board. We'll fight together. We'll overcome that spirit of balkanization where they break forces into pieces, maybe they jam them head. No, Manu show me something. They put them forth. Now here they name they call them, come together like one. They carry out an operation, minimize casualty. Their survival, collective survival, depend on all of them. And the message that will always be preacher from the AGOVC and the ADF. Collective survival depends on each and every one of them. That mindset will go back to the drawing board to do what you rightfully do. The same thing will happen with Meme. The forces they put themselves together, depending they select the best. So that talk will be the year say, hey, the free religion. No, it fine tune itself. When they say how they define them. Who said they run? They run. Every Ambazonian, now the best moment is to live for that, to be an Ambazonian. We will see, we will fight for the heart and soul for land. We will find the enemy, chase them. We will pick them out, they run. That point now, we will run them. But they run we now. I will make some comment. 7 years ago, the war in Ambazonia, they still get woke up. And when I say they woke up, that's how they change dynamics. The freedom for Ambazonia be real. We feel. Any man will be doubt the Ambazonia as the spokesperson talk. Now a spirit. Now a spirit in us all. The ideology of freedom, there is an all we. Once I will end this live with one statement. We see how other African nations, they take upon themselves their destiny to free themselves. Would you see person way, if personally me young, me I be born young, now will be my picking president of Burkina Faso. He made one statement where he will govern all mindset. A slave where he no rebel, he deserve no pity. Slave where he no rebel, deserve no pity. Then some people they go talk say they openly attack. See the enemy not beat me. They claim some will put gun down. On what premise? They go back the enemy. An enemy in the Republic of Cameroon that evil runs for 60 years and counting. Ambassador has risen to fall no more. The spokesman one last thing also. The president for AGOC, it chart the pathway. One of the biggest things the way the enemy fear the most, and the liberation tax. Will be talk say we put out, will be rolling out, not be just for AGOC, now for the territory. We lead now the tools, they will provide the tools that we all need for free ourselves. The biggest fear for the Republic of Cameroon now the liberation tax. Thing we will need to feel the pinch as individuals, they are small, little drops make an ocean. We encourage to the manu people for put in for come together. We don't talk with the manu forces. No must be an age of CADF. Come, if we give the direct for half of ensure any man put in a little bit of free land. Just a little bit for one time, 1 year, 5,000 mommy, 10,000 for men, them would be able to contribute just one time now all that you see put them together. Then business could really put their own share to support the revolution. Within a year, we go free. You know, be now ADF, we're not talking about AGOC, ADF thing. No, not for the territory. We the charge the partner for free Amazonia. Some people the country will fail to understand one thing. The president for AGOC, it is the function like an organization, it is the function they give now knowledge and ideas for free land. But some people that mind is small, you can say, every minister, like the action where you have for money, we not care where no carry on. We don't go to others polemic. We don't see. We don't always stand to defend nationalism. Fighters, you know, fight even under the ADF or the AGOC. You know, fight under the ADF. When you fall, the one humility will raise his spirit. Talk about them. When I hear Tenko and the rest, how they call it, the other ones they don't fall for that part for territory. We talk, we praise them because of their contribution for liberation. We see yourself as a whole, and we remain like that unapologetically. We call upon Manuna support them through liberation tax. Give those fighters a tool they need that. They need no one the way they fight out that money. When I hear how America has spent over $1 trillion since 2014 for Ukraine. And recently they give us 61 billion. What they claim say, no, it is small. And they don't add extra $400 million again for continue again for support the war for Europe. The overcome toxin will put in cheap, small, 5,000, 10,000 for free yourselves. When I think the war on chocolate, and the ones when they stand the talk say, hey, they attack the relations with the things they will free yourself with. If you not be an enemy for Amazonia, you will think or you go against the liberation tax. Tell me how you want me to free yourselves. Show me how you want me to free yourselves. Make me understand. When they be collect citizen fee levy, no be no criticism. They collect the mighty to boya. Always egos if they ask and say, what is the plan? We not be go against them. But now when the egos bring a plan, and not be just for ADF fighters, now for nationalist fighters across the territory, we look out for ADF and nationalist fighters across the land. We define that position. The AGOC and the look out for the ADF and nationalist fighters. We provide that political umbrella for them. We will continue to protect them. The ADF and nationalist fighters. I don't know people here use the inside. No, nationalist fighters. We protect, we provide that cover for them. I will speak now to their heart because they know which they fight. So liberation tax is meant for those ones. Now for them, I would call upon the Mali people, that block, who not help them with liberation tax to build that particular momentum. Meme the same. Across the territory, the same. That's what we're supposed to do. We all will feel the pinch, little to nothing. People must be free. I thank all now when I join, and when I will get more defense briefings for here, defense panel discussions for here, and other critical information for here, and with ACN channel. Thank all now when I get a blessed day, when I stay hopeful and focused. We'll learn nothing will stop with freedom. Like a one-way journey. God bless all.
Life, for Bombo, on a l'autre aujourd'hui. Now with this, Bombo, hey, now with this, Sigus put the defense force, Manu, now with this, they go our way, Sigus put the same force, now with this, we don't chop them, Bombo, see them, Bombo, they don't burn them well, Bombo, now we, Now with this, Manu. Now with this, Manu. Now with this, Manu. Now with this, Manu. Sigus put the defense force, Manu. Now with this, Asa. Join us day. Cherchez ton day. Now with this. Cherchez ton day. Sit them. Cherchez nos day. Cherchez nos day. Now with this. Cherchez nos day. Come on, Nakam again. Confirm. Again. Now with this, I don't fight. Now with this, John not dead.
Man, you know the fight. Now with this, we don't collect them. We don't collect material.
Now with this, John not dead. You don't trust me. Oh, repair, a place there. Repair, a place there. Et tu vas faire un place there, repair, magazine. Là, Tony, magazine, Tony. Là, Tony. Magazine, là, il dit. Chien. Drop on a well. See them, Rose scatter them some kind.
Captain carry one.
Like this. See the one. How would this? Join no day, Siam. C6. Siam. Rose scatter them. That is. Hey, you know. Life, for Bombo, on a l'autre aujourd'hui. Now with this.
Today, 9th of May, 2024. The 10th of May, 2024. Now, walk this. They say Mangiron coal. Mangiron harvest exactly 7:30. We collect 2 M16, 2 AK. Enough things over done. 1 pistol, military pistol, jackknife, military gun proof. Now, the 105. With the colleagues them, General Eze, General Bomafunguti, who captain. So na see material. Captain Bullet is catching. So na material in this. Prince Ayamba, ceremony, General Lot, he picking them. Bullet, with Maleske, with Amoka. They did for inside the squad. We don't form the squad. For inside Manu. What people they run? Who will remember go fight them? So na team this for down today. We don't collect exactly 7:30. The fish and people ready for road. They don't see na the squad. We don't another anyhow they good. We burn them. Since I don't send you this thing. I don't send you the video. As we kill we burn them. With the other video we just kill them throw down. So na still a day. So if you tell me say I call Eze, call Ojolegba, Oloku did call Casey. Are they here? They walk they down. You don't see her now. I need to joke. You don't take her to harvest them. I harvest them. I want this. I want this. One. When they face. I want this. So all we want. Person where see this work. Person where see this work. Men no say Manu. Don't come back.
Man, you don't come back on that.
Man, you don't come back. And all we they as one, we do one voice, and walk the walk. So we need a support. Was small. We have brought for a captain get small injury. So we need some small support. Now see material them. I never tell you. Say I say day, but at one talk. No. I not one tell when I say I want go walk. But one surprise me now. So I want this. We used to see him. Now here we don't the base. But what you can come out. So I want this.
Welcome to ACN.
Revolutionary greetings, my fellow Ambazonians. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever in the world you find yourself on this Mother's Day. For those celebrating a Mother's Day, to bring a child into the world is a blessing to all of you. A happy Mother's Day to you, because all the heroes in the history of mankind and in Ambazonia took their first start from your womb. Una place them day. To our captives who are in the dungeons of La République du Cameroon, una place them day. To the Ambazonians scattered all around the world due to the pressure of an oppressed land and an oppressor fighting wherever you are for the freedom of Ambazonia, una place them day. Our refugees struggling against the odds, hoping for the day to return to the promised land, una place them day. And to our people in the home front, and most especially our forces who stand between evil and good, between light and darkness, between the weak, the infirm, and the terrorists and traitors and enablers. To you, our bravest, una please them day. Today, I come to speak to you of heroes and traitors, of good and evil, of patriots and traitors. My fellow Ambazonians, in about a week's time, La République du Cameroon will once again try to lay a superficial claim on our land. They will attempt to show the world that they are masters of Ambazonia, the all-conquering overlord of our oppressed people. The masters of Ngwakan, of Bafut, of Bamenda, of Kumba, of Ekiliwindi, of a Yumojok. They will attempt to show the world that we are under their boots, that we have been crushed, that the spirit of Ambazonia is dead. That is what they have promised the world, Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon. That they will march in Batibo and Kumbu. That they will sing on the heads of our dead. That they will dance on the graves of those who have given their lives, so that the flag of Ambazonia yet fly. They have promised that. They have distributed millions, tens of millions of loot to enablers and traitors, to instigate our people to dance and march at their own funeral. Well, I have one message for everyone thinking of doing something like that. Do not dare. Do not dare. As of now, our forces in the past few weeks have picked up enablers, some with t-shirts meant for that day, some with loot meant to bribe others to put their lives on the line on the 20th of May. Those people have received the punishment due them. And others, when caught, will receive the same punishment, as our forces are actively looking and taking names. So what will happen that day? The 19th and the 20th of May are ghost towns days. Total lockdown. Every Ambazonian stay at home. It's a stay at home day. My fellow Ambazonians, this is not a warning to take lying down. It's a very serious warning. We are not going to repeat it. We are not going to plead. We are just stating, stay at home, keep your children at home, no matter the inducement, be it money, coercion, or greed. Don't step out of your house on the 19th and the 20th of May. If you have any type of uniform or ashwabi that you are ready to put on that day, burn them. Because any check that uncover any item on your body, whether CPDM, SDF, FDF, or whatever DF or DM you are as a political entity of La Republique, any cloth or uniform meant to come out and march and celebrate on the graves of our heroes and those who have sacrificed for Ambazonia, you are caught with any item in your home or on your body, the full responsibility falls on you. Stay home that day. Anybody seen on the streets of Ambazonia on the 19th and the 20th is considered hostile targets. Let me repeat. Anybody on the streets in Ambazonia will be considered on the 19th and the 20th hostile targets. Why? We have just seen La République du Cameroon use civilians attire, civilian vehicles in order to mount attacks against our forces and our people. They will celebrate the attacks on our forces using civilian attire and civilian vehicles, and they will pin the blame on Ambazonia when they use those civilian attires to take out civilians. So on the 19th and the 20th, stay at home. Stay at home. My fellow Ambazonians, on the 11th of February, a message went out. People did not respect that message. The same message applies. Look, my fellow citizens of Ambazonia, things happen. things happen that you can speculate and you can take a chance. It's like you are playing lottery. But whereas lottery might lose you money, you play lottery on the 19th and the 20th, you lose your life. What amount of money will the Ngong dogs and the Ngala Gerards and these traitors will give you to play Russian roulette with your life? Because let me tell you, Ambazonians, our forces are going to be out in force on the streets of Ambazonia. Our forces are going to be out in force, fronting the terrorist murdering forces of La République du Cameroon. Wherever they are found, in grandstands, on the roads, in the bushes, at their homes, at their checkpoints, there will be confrontations all over Ambazonia. So stay at home. And we are going to use every means at our disposal, from armed commando actions to anti-personnel mines. Every means will be deployed. Because come rain or high water, the aim that La République has set that this is going to be the greatest 20th May ever seen in Ambazonia, where there will be millions of Ambazonians out in the streets. That is what they are promising the world and their people. That millions of Ambazonia, hundreds of thousands in places, will come out, that they should see what will happen on 20th May. That is their goal. That is the promise they are making. That hundreds, tens of thousands of Ambazonians are going to be out marching all over Ambazonia. So let us see that goal of millions of Ambazonia marching. Let us see who comes out on top that day. Whether it's the terrorist occupational forces and their enabler friends, or whether it's going to be the Ambazonian people and the Amazonian army. The fight for 20th May is joined. For our people, stay at home. Let's humiliate them. Having said that, and giving that clear advice and clear warning of making sure that you don't have any paraphernalia, even if somebody by mistake drop a CPDM, SDF, or any Ashwabi beside your compound, run and pick it up and burn it. Because it will not be that I did not know that this was here, I did not know who bring it, I did not. Anybody caught with any items to celebrate 20th May, you are guilty. And you will be held responsible for that. My fellow Ambazonians, the state of our revolution is strong. It's strong. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but I can assure you that the state of our revolution is strong. We are a very dynamic people, and we are in a dynamic place, at a dynamic junction in the struggle, where we are on the ascendancy. The past month has been really uplifting and liberating in the Bui military district. From Brigadier Riwan to Ayaka to No Mercy to Bush Rambo to Major Bush Rambo to Brigadier Arafat. The gains we have made in the Bui military district, that at this moment I am not going to be able to release, but I can assure you that the gains made has been significant. We will consolidate those gains. We are going to consolidate those gains. But this past month alone, La République has evacuated through the air body bags. General Ayakaya Kafedeo, Riwan, Arafat. What you guys have done, what Bush Rambo beat back, the ambush set, you are an inspiration to the Ambazonian people. Your actions sent more than 15 body bags. And this Mother Day in La République du Cameroon, their families are receiving those that have been terrorizing our people. And may they rot in hell. May they rot in hell. Our Meza military district, the past month, you have seen some of them. You have seen them fried in their armored cars. I have challenged our Mezan brigade and they have come through. And they will come through in the coming weeks. There will be no sleep, no rest for the wicked. Again and again, you have seen the actions the past few weeks from the Nanga Junction to Ala to the Mbengui Road. You have seen our forces deploy and taking out La République du Cameroon in their armor trucks, in their checkpoints. In Momo, that at this particular moment, we have intelligence that La République is planning a massacre in Guzang to blame it on the Ambazonian Defense Forces. We have been able, with our anti-personnel mind, to push them back in a place that they had thought to make gains. You have seen Manu. You have seen what our forces have been able to visit on them. At this moment, La République should be able to be building unmarked graves for those that were burned to crisp in our land, in Manu. And it's a message to them. Get out of our land or die. That's it. It's a simple proposition. Get out or be finished. Look, the past few days, I have had a lot of concern and it's almost like death chair. The Ambazonian Defense Forces have been challenged to kill La République within a certain period of time. Death chair. The war has been declared over. Ambazonia has been declared to have surrendered. And so and look, folks, my fellow Ambazonians, you have won your freedom. How many times are your enemies going to declare the end of the war? Aren't they tired? Aren't you tired? I mean, I am tired of even hearing about it. Their head honcho, Mr. Bimfodo Bia, the terrorist. How many days did it give us that the war will end? How many days was it? And when was that? Then we had the ethnic cleanser in Manu. How many hours did he give our people to vacate Manu so that they clear the terrorists? When was that? How long ago was that? You had the cutting of Sam Sawyer's head to terrorize our people to surrender. When was that? And then it was Mami Api burned in our home, and the whole village burned down to intimidate us. So that when exactly was that? And then Ngong dog would talk, and I get calls that look, Ambazonians, the mistake Mbinvodo and his cohorts of genocides, traitors, black, and enablers, what they fail to understand is that the nation of Ambazonia does not stand, and our resistance does not stand on the back of killing a La République du Cameroon army. That's what they don't understand. I had made it very clear to Mr. Mbinvodo and his band of Turks, including the traitors. These traitors, the Balas and the Ngong dogs. The day that La République du Cameroon took a gun and shot one innocent Ambazonian demonstrating for his right, that was the day that they lost the war. That's the day that they lost the war. And no amount of declaration that they will take us out in 2 weeks, that we have surrendered, no amount of declaration will save them. None. You have killed one Ambazonian marching for the cause of Ambazonia. He did not have a flag then. He did not have an army. He did not have an identity established. He had one in spirit. But today, millions of Ambazonians are fighting and dying under a flag, singing a national anthem at their death, taking oaths at their death, and you think for 1 second that you can declare a surrender of our people? That this journey of a nation will end with a declaration? That you can declare yourself to victory? Look, folks, the desperation of these people is how much they are losing. At this particular moment, how desperate they are is because they know how much they are losing on the battlefield. Let me tell you, the Russians had an FBI agent in a very top position for decades. For decades. They never exposed him because that man was embedded in the heart of America, giving them secrets. Hansen. Okay? And that is how, and the CIA had people embedded in Moscow in the Red Square. Russians had people embedded in the British military, in MI5. Never exposed. La République succeeded after years to embed one of their own traitors, Mr. Capo Daniel, into the ADF. After years, where they are infiltrated and were running the IGs. Do you think that they will expose such a high target if they were not losing? Even out there, they will keep him in a semi treasonous way. But to force him to come out and expose himself like this tells you far more about where they are than you can ever tell. They are weak. They are on the brink of defeat. They are bankrupt. They are demoralized. And so they trot out traitors like the Ngong dogs and the Balas to come and declare victory. Look, folks, Amazonians, have confidence in yourself. Have confidence. You are winning. The liberation tax is the final ingredient. Bring out the population to back it. Bring out the Amazonian people, back it. Those of you who can commit for 10 years and pay now, pay, let's finish the job. Bring in those standing on the sidelines. Just the tip of the iceberg of the liberation tax has finished them. And we will finish them. So don't look at this. I look at this, I laugh, and I think, do they think that these things just happen by chance? Look, I spent close to 1 year. For those of you who know the Benkwa show, I was at a rival, you know was it SCBC then? That was so anti-AGOFC. I was on there for close to a year doing the Benkwa show. Do you know why I was even doing that? Each of the show broadcasted to our people was laying the groundwork for close to 1 year, laying the groundwork of the resistance going on. That's why I remain on that anti-revolutionary network, to pass that message, to build in our mind the resistance on the ground. Do these guys just think that these things happen like that? I mean, I going through my stuff here, I was looking at stuff like this, right? I was looking at stuff, things like this. Those are training. I can take you down memory lane on when the army was being formed, the uniform design, the flags, the code of conduct. Stitching month by month, week by week. I will even see there, I'm like, I have 3 weeks that I need to spend on the field. The CIC has 3 weeks that he can spend on the field. Do we go together? No. Go. Spend 3 weeks so that if I'm coming, you are leaving, so that it's like 6 weeks on the field. And we will be passing hotel room. We will be sleeping, lying on the bed, is across the bed, not because it cannot fit. Because as they are there like that, I'm waiting to take my only thing to the field, and as they are ready to take a flight back, since they have finished their work on the field. It's this idea that they don't understand the preparedness through which brick by brick the nomenclature of this liberation struggle was built from our mind to the field. That you have them standing today and say, oh, go and kill La République, let me see. What sort of childish nonsense? What buffoonish, clownish sort of kindergarten stuff? We are talking stuff of nations here, not playground nonsense. And that's why we win, folks. That's why we are winning. With 1/10 of the resources. That's why we are winning. Because they cannot match us in intellect, preparedness, common sense, determination, goals, and most importantly, the reason we fight. We are fighting for our lives. We are fighting for loot, opportunism, greed. How are you going to beat me? Even if they give you a bazooka and give me a knife, I'm fighting for my life. My life. I'm fighting for my life. We can never forget that. And we can never be baited by these clowns. Because what they do is playground stuff. Don't get drawn into that. Maintain focus. And do the things that brings you the nation that we are stitching together, brick by brick, every single day. May God bless you. May God bless Ambazonia.
Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonia, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom, and left to the hero who brought along the gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. God be the watchman of this nation.
Et je vois en face. Live, for Tongon. Bombo, la lot of now with this. Bombo, hey, now with this. Single special defense force. Manu, now with this. They go away. Single special defense force. Now with this. We don't chop them. Bombo, see them. Bombo, they don't burn them well. Bombo, now we. John Osei. Now with this, Manu. Now with this, Manu. Il va se tailler. Now with this, Manu. Now with this, Manu. Single special defense force, Manu. Now with this. Assa. Join us day. Cherchez ton day. Now with this. Cherchez ton day. Sit them. Cherchez nos day. Cherchez nos day. Now with this. Cherchez nos day. Come over there. Nakam again. Confirm me. Again. Now with this, I join fight. Now with this, John Day.
Man, you know the fight. Now with this, we don't connect them. We don't connect material.
Now with this, John Day. You don't trust me. Oh, repair. A place there. Repair, place there. Et tu vas faire place day, repair, place day.
Bon magazine.
Magazine. Tony, magazine, Tony. Tony. Magazine, Aïdis. Chier. De l'autre bord, on a well. See them, Rose scatter them, some kind.
Captain carry one.
Like this. See the one. How would this? Join up there, Siam. See size. Siam. Rose scatter them. That is. Hey, you know. Who go?
Today, 9th of May, 2024. The 10th of May, 2024. Now, walk this. They say Mangiron coal. Mangiron harvest exactly 7:30. We collect 2 M16, 2 AK. Enough things over done. 1 pistol, military pistol, jackknife, military gun proof. Now, the 105. Which he collects them. General Bomafunguti, who captain. So na see material. Captain Bullet is cashing. So na material in this. Prince Ayamba, send me money. General Lot, he picking them. Bullet, with molested, with amoka. They did for inside the squad. We don't form the squad. For inside Manu. What people run? Who remember go fight them? So now, seeing this for down today. We don't collect exactly 7:30. The fish and chicken ready for the numbers now. The real squad. We don't another anyhow very good. We burn them. Since I don't send you this thing. I don't send you the video. As we kill, we burn them. With the other video, we just kill them from down. So now still a day. So if you tell me I call Eze, call Ojo Legba, Oloku did the call KC. Are they here? They walk they down. You don't see her now. I need to joke. You know this I do, I harvest them. I harvest and harvest them. I want this. I want this. One. You know the face. I want this. I want this. So what we want? Person where she is work. Person where she is work. Men say Manu don't come back.
Man, you don't come back on that.
Man, you don't come back. And all we do as one, we do one voice, and we work the work. So we need a support. Was more, we have brought for a captain because was more injury. So we need some small support. Now see material them. I never want to tell you, say I say day, but I want to. No. I not want to tell you, say I want to go work, but I want to surprise me now. So I want this. You say on Siam. Now here we don't the base, but what you can come out. So I want this.
Le bombe qui fait état de ce que le commandant de brigade ayant le Roméo que les armes vont bloquer l'entrée et la sortie de Yumedjok. C'est ainsi donc qu'il se déploie avec ses hommes. Au départ, ils étaient 7. Dans la mission. Ils se déploient donc avec ses hommes sur le terrain, puisqu'ils ont planqué depuis 3 heures. Bon, jusqu'à un certain aucun mouvement. C'est comme ça donc qu'ils décident. C'est comme ça donc qu'ils décident de lever l'arme. Quand ils lèvent donc l'arme, à Konoye, maréchal de logis ont emprunté un chauffeur, ils ont emprunté un camion sortant de coq pour Manfé. C'est donc d'où ils ont été les premiers à être pris d'assaut puisqu'ils se trouvaient déjà dans le bouchon. Ils se trouvaient dans le bouchon, dans le dispositif des sécessionnistes, quoi. Comme ça qu'on les allume d'abord, mais à cause de justesse, ils réussissent à s'échapper toutefois en retirant le gilet du maréchal de logis là et en récupérant son arme afin que l'ennemi ne puisse pas entrer en possession de ça. Maintenant, le Cébédon qui était donc derrière avec 4 autres éléments ont été abattus tous et calcinés. Dans le BEC qui fait état de ce que le CB est mort avec 5 autres éléments, dont 6. Ils sont au total 6 qui sont décédés ce matin. Donc sur 7 qu'ils étaient, il y a 6 qui sont morts ce matin.
Ouais, bonjour la grande famille, bonjour. C'est le maréchal Vatabon. Je suis vraiment désolé avec les appels et les messages partout. Je n'ai pas eu le temps pour répondre parce que présentement, je suis seul à la brigade avec 2 gendarmes-majors. Comme l'incident a eu lieu ce matin, j'étais obligé de démonter mon poste pour venir rester à la brigade comme le seul sous-officier. Parce que même l'adjoint du CB est mort, le CB avec 3 autres éléments. À cause le seul survivant. Il n'est pas blessé, il est sorti sauf et sain. Donc voilà tout le message que je peux vous donner présentement. Mais sachant on a eu 5 morts sur 6. Oui, on a eu 5 morts. Le CB, son adjoint, un sous-officier 2015 et 2 gendarmes-majors 2017. Merci beaucoup pour votre soutien et votre protection.
Ambazonia Defense Forces, the vanguards of the Ambazonia War of Independence.